Harvest. We're here at the Sabbath noon class, and we're going to get started with the prayers. We know all the brothers and sisters online are going to be sliding in, so we're going to just go straight into the prayers. So, the first reading, young Spanish priest, we're going to stand up. Barakatah Yahweh, Bahasam Yahweh, Hawa, the Tulanawa, Award, Zayawam, the water, Aman.
Blessed be Yahweh in the name of Yahweh, that gives to us light this day. Thanks, so be it. If you read that in Matthew 5 and 16.
Right. And the light represents the wisdom and the knowledge of the Most High. Barakatah Yahweh, Bahasam Yahweh, Hawa, the Tulanawa, Raya, the water, Aman.
Blessed be Yahweh in the name of Yahweh, that gives to us sweet savor. Thank you, so be it. You can read that in Psalms 141, verse 2.
Right. And that sweet savor represents our prayer unto the Most High.
Stand and face the roof.
Barakatah Yahweh, Bahasam Yahweh, Hawa, the Tulanawa, Hasapat, Basalam, the water, Aman.
Bless you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, that gives to us the Sabbath in peace. Thank you, so be it.
All right, this is Psalms 121 in Hebrew. It's going to translate it in English. Anasha, Ayumya, Pahayam, Ma'ayah, Yahuwah, Isaiah, Yahuwah, Mayahawa, Sha'aisha, Shemaiah, Wa'arataza, La'ah, Yonatan, Lamawat, Regoya, Yala'ah, Luwam, Tesawamor, Yasser Allah, Yahweh, Shemaiah, Yahweh, Tazoya, Yamyah, Yad, Hasamas, Yala'ah, Hakayah, Bayawam, Wala'ah, Halabanah, Balayallah, Yahweh, Yashamoya, Makol, Ra, Yashamor, Lepasya, Yahweh, Yashamor, Hawalakia, Wawa'ayah, Ma'aitan, I will Aman.
The Psalms 121. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, this is the Israelite credo.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Right. And so this is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Sabbath, Qudat, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka. Sorry, we're going to start from the top. Abanawa, Sabbath, Qudat, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Atazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamaya, Tataladawa, Lacham, Ko, Yawan, Wasalachnawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalachnawa, Kabawat Yanawa, Wala'at, Tabinawa, but I say one, Abo, Hawasaynawa, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'al, Wahata, Paharad, La'ai Balam, Aman.
This is Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Amen. This is the Ten Commandments in Hebrew. Number 1. La'a, Yahaya, Laka, Alahayim, Achoyim, Alpanya.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Number 2. La'a, Ta'isha, Laka, Pasol, Wala'a, Ta'ibadam.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Number 3. La'a, Talakwat'a, Sham, Yahweh, Basawa.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Number 4. Zakar, Hayawam. Wait, hold on. What are you at? No, who's at 3? Oh, you number that? Oh, okay. Number 4. Zakar, Hayawam, Hasabat, Lakwadashwa.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Number 5. Kabad, Amaka, Wa, Amaka.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Number 6. La'a, Taratazak.
Thou shalt not murder.
Number 7. La'a, Tana'at.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Number 8. La'a, Taganah.
Thou shalt not steal.
Number 9. La'a, Ta'anah, Shakur.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Number 10. La'a, Tachamad, Kol, Asherah, Lara'ayka.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Yeshabia, which means to be seated.
We're going to call it the first reading. Let's call it the first reading. We're going to start. You want to go? Listen? Go.
Lionel, Shabbat Shah, Bon, Yashua.
Lionel, Sabbath, Yahweh, Ban Yashua. Okay?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Lionel, Shabbat Shah, Yahweh, Bon, Yashua.
Lionel, Sabbath, Yahweh, Ban Yashua. Min Israel, Madi, Barak.
Yahweh, Ba Shum, Yashua, Brakatham.
Yahweh, Basum, Yashua, Barakatah. All right, so the first reader, we start at Numbers chapter 26. So the first reader is going to be at Numbers chapter 26, verses 1 through 27. All right? Sabbath noon. Everybody had that rest? Yeah, everybody look fresh-eyed. Fresh-eyed. Got the fruit tearing over there. Fruitivore? Fruitivore. He desires the fruitivores, the fruits. Yeah, I ain't mad at it. So we start at Numbers chapter 26 and verse 1.
Numbers chapter 26, verse 1.
Everybody there?
And it came to pass after the plague that the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saying, Take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, from 20 years old and upward, throughout their father's house, all that are able to go to war in Israel.
So that's something that you want to highlight, you know. I know we spoke about it before, but that's just another scripture just showing that we wasn't sending little kids to war like America was during the Civil War, when they were sending 14-year-old boys and 12-year-old boys and 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old boys to war. We waited until they was at the age of 20. And that's because we understood that what? We didn't win wars. Let me share that one. I don't want to quote it. Watch. I'm gonna find it. I know it's in Maccabees. Stand not in the multitude of hosts. First Maccabees 3 and 19.
First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 19. For the
Let's make it there. You ready? That's a fresh eyes. He just go. Fire. Not stop. Yeah. Everybody there? Okay, go ahead.
verse 19. For the victory of battle.
We understood that what?
For the victory of battle.
So we understood something about how to win wars. And we understood what? Read.
Standeth not in the multitude of an host.
So we understood that it didn't stand in the multitude of hosts. So we didn't need to force 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, like the nations do, like Esau does. We didn't need to force them into the realm of war. Because war is not a beautiful thing. War is not a beautiful thing. You have to slice and dice. It's not a beautiful sight. So why would we want kids to be there? But Esau, nations, they don't care about stuff like that. They're not considering their children, they're considering power. They chase after power and glory and fame, and them just want to expand their seed all across the world and just control it. Like right now what they're doing. They don't care. Like, look, we meet so many people in the military, like, when they tell us they're in the military, I'm in shock. Like, there be some small people, fresh out of high school, they still in high school, but they're 17, the mom signed the paper for them to be in the military, so it's okay for them to be in the military, and they're like this. They're looking like they don't know what's going on. If you're in the military, when you think about somebody in the military, you're thinking about somebody that's alert, somebody that's aware, somebody that's awake, but then when you see these kids that's in the Navy or the Army, like, these guys are asleep. They're asleep, but their nation, their parents is not thinking because they don't have the same laws that we have. And this is one of the things that made us unique from the nations because they operated on a different spectrum than we did. They trusted in the multitude of hosts. They trusted in things that they could see, touch, and feel and taste. But we trusted in a power that was what? Not physical.
Invisible God.
You gotta stand up.
I said it out the side, but I didn't think anybody heard me.
Right.
I said it, yeah. An invisible God is what I was thinking. Invisible power.
Oh, you said invisible power, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in his home. He's in his heaven, his land. You know, and we understand that in 1 Maccabees 3:19, and we're going, read where you at, because Sister Tucker just came in. So, yeah, start from Numbers 26. Help her get to the page, Malachi. How you doing this morning, sis? Renee, right? Yes, that's right. That's right, Sister Renee. All right, so we just get the Sabbath started, and we started off on Numbers chapter 26. So we started off on Numbers chapter 26 and 1. So, you got it, Clint? You did? Okay. Go ahead,
Numbers chapter 26 and verse 1.
hold on, let's let her look at it. Go ahead.
And it came to pass after the plague that the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saying, Take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, from 20 years old and upward, throughout their father's house, all that are able to go to war in Israel.
And what we was establishing was that we didn't trust in just have an abundance of men at war with us. So back in our times, dealing with our people, Israel, we didn't make 14-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids. Because during the Civil War in America, they had 14, 12, 13, 9, 16, 17-year-old kids going to war. And that's because their trust was in the physical things that they had, the guns, the bombs, the weapons, and the amount of people that they had to utilize those things. And if they had a shortage of men, because all the men were dying during war, they tried to bring in the boys. But what the Most High is showing us here, and bringing back to our remembrance as a people, is that it don't stand in a multitude of war. It's about quality. The Most High is about quality, and this is what our people understood. For the what?
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 19. For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host.
So the victory of the battle, us winning wars, us winning battles, or overcoming certain trials and tribulations, right? When it came to dealing with the nations, it is standing a multitude of hosts. Read.
But strength.
Well, what?
Strength.
Strength. So we're supposed to look to strength. For strength, where?
Cometh from heaven.
We're supposed to look for strength in heaven. So in the heavens, we're supposed to look up to the Father. That means prayer. That means faith. That means long suffering. That means counsel. Those things are our strengths. Those things are our weapons of war. And at one point in time, we understood that. We didn't need to send nobody else under the age of 20 to go to war. Because we understood that the Most High dealt with quality men. He didn't just deal with like abundance of numbers, right? Like think about it. He said he told some people to go home because they laughed at the water. So he didn't want cowards at war. He didn't want people that was selfish at war. He didn't want people that were unaware at war. And think about children. Foolishness is down in the heart of a child. So why would he want young children at war? You know, he would want that. But we figured out that our strength lies what?
Cometh from heaven.
Our strength is coming from the heavens of above.
Do you know where we're at in Numbers?
You said who?
Do you know where we're at in Numbers?
Oh, Numbers 26 and verse 3. Yeah, I know you just came in.
The one.
The other one. Is that it?
That was it.
Okay, you can talk now. We can jump back.
Numbers chapter 26, verse 3. And Moses and Eleazar the priest spake with them in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Take the sum of the people from 20 years old and upward, as the Most High commanded Moses and the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt. Reuben, the eldest son of Israel, the children of Reuben, of whom cometh the family of the Hanakites, Palu, the family of the Paluites, Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, Carmi, the family of the Carmites. These are the families of the Reubenites, and they that were numbered of of them were 43,730. And the sons of Palu, Eliab, the sons of Eliab,
Were you?
Nemuel, and Dathan and Abiram. This is that Dathan and Abiram, which were famous in the congregation, who strove against Moses and against Aaron in the company of Korah, when they strove against the Lord.
When they strove against who?
Against the Lord.
So really, that is it's pointing out who strove against Moses and against Aaron in the company, of course, but really it's letting you know that who they really strove against, the Most High. So they really strove against the Most High, because that was the man that the Most High set up. And, you know, the Most High is not going to deal with disobedience. And they got a hard lesson because they were some well-known men. And it says to whom, it's in Luke, where it says, commit many stripes. You know better. Oh, what is it? Luke 12. I'm sure it is. It says Luke 12.
Come on.
Come on. Go ahead, let me see.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought you said Luke 12. I'm at Luke 12. I don't know verse.
Oh, come on. I'm looking for the verse.
Okay.
Yeah, Luke 12. It's in 39?
39.
47. 37?
47. 47.
12, 47?
Luke 12, verse 47.
Okay.
And that servant, which knew his Lord's will.
They knew the Lord's will. They were, remember, they had told Moses, go look for those men, elders in the city, men of renown, the brothers and sisters that were known.
Yeah.
These individuals, they knew the word, they knew the law, but they chose to do what? Go after their own desires. Right? They wanted fame, they wanted glory, they wanted notoriety. So they went so much to show that in their mind, in some way, shape, in their mind, they worked it out to where they were fighting against Moses and not the Most High. They separated the two things. But notice how the Lord made it a point to distinct the two, who strove against Moses and Aaron in the company of Korah when they strove against the Lord. So these men do right.
What verse are we at?
Luke 12 and 47. You there? Okay. Go ahead.
And prepared not himself.
Right. And I like that it says that prepared not himself. Because think about that. They were being taught the word, Moses was giving them the word, they were being prepared in different instances that the Most High was giving them, those men, and everyone else in the wilderness, experiences to prepare them for that moment where Satan was going to try to try them, based off of their weaknesses. Because you use your weaknesses to try you. Because in your weakness, you're made strong.
Yeah.
But these men prepared not themselves to resist the devil, and so that they could see that he's going to flee from them. So because they didn't prepare themselves, they weren't able to uphold the standard when it came to being humble to Moses, to the man that the Most High put above them. Read.
Neither did according to his will. Shall be beaten with many stripes.
Yeah, that wasn't according to his Most High's will what they did when they strove against Moses. So they got what?
Beaten with many stripes.
Right, and we know that's future. But then also, when you look at it from his past, these men got what? They knew better. They were supposed to do better. And they were supposed to be preparing themselves for what was coming. Like right now, right? We supposed to be preparing ourselves right now for what's coming in the future. What's coming in the next few days. What's coming in the next month in your life. Because you don't know what direction it's gonna go. We know we got a consistent formula of what we do. But the Most High said, I bring high and I bring low. But if you're not right now arming yourself up with the word, arming yourself up with the brotherhood, getting the essential qualities, attributes that come with being a spiritual man right now, which is a big one, humility. Because humility can carry you to learning a lot of things. Then you won't be prepared in that moment where the Most High tries you. And then you will do what? You're going to fail. But you do better though. But you get yourself ready for the moment in time and space where it was your time to do what? be required. It was your time to uphold the responsibility. It was your time to grow. But that's all of us. We all get those moments. Those moments where he's like, okay, now it's your time to do this. Right? Like today, you had to do what? You had to do the reading. That was your first time doing the translation. But you had to be prepared. Right? That was his first time doing the canvas. Well, the second time. Well, you did it before? Oh, you oh, okay. I must have been here. I was here when you did all that? Okay, I'm sure then. I don't know. I feel like I only seen two. Like this week, last week.
Nah.
Okay. Well, my memory is stumbling me. It's skipping me. Go ahead, read that one more time. Good morning. I like that one. Yeah.
And that servant, which knew not his Lord's will.
Right. But all in all, saying that the brothers were prepared, though. Right? Him nodding his head like this, I was prepared, I was prepared. But it's showing that they were prepared, but these men prepared themselves to be tried, because if you're ready, if you're practicing when it's not being required, if you're training and you study when it's not required, then when it's time to, hey, your number's called, then you'll be ready. Right? You obviously gonna have to learn, because experience is what? One of the best teachers. But, as you're going through it, you at least know the knowledge part down.
Right.
You at least have I've been practicing trying to resist this moment, right? Resist my moment, myself for fighting this counsel. And then now this counsel about my character's coming out, right? And then now I gotta be humble to receive it. Because that's the thing, that's the next stage that the Most High has for me. That's my next stage in my character. Okay, the Most High keep highlighting this about my character. I gotta be prepared to receive what I need to receive so that I can grow. Because I don't want to become forward thinking. I don't want to become the character that's what? Allowing his thoughts, his emotions, and his feelings and his desire to what? Mislead him. And then now what? Beating with many stripes. Read.
And prepared not himself.
And now I'm unprepared. Now I'm unprepared. Now I come to the table with the Most High, and the Most High is like, get off the table. Get off the table. You can't eat with us. You ain't been diligent in your business for you to eat with us. What you got, Aaron? I see your hand go.
Oh, no.
Huh?
No.
Okay. What you got?
Done. I got Luke chapter 16, verse 10.
Okay. Let's finish this verse.
Neither did according to his will.
Yeah, and you didn't do according to his will because you didn't prepare yourself. And you know what's so funny about that part? Is that takes awareness. Right? A lot of times when brothers get counsel, or sisters get counsel, or we get counsel, we all done it, right? But you have to catch yourself in the moment, and some people don't catch themselves in that moment where you get the counsel, but then somebody's talking to you, but you take it like this is a conversation, and then you keep rebutting it, But then they give you counsel, that was the moment, but because you don't practice being aware of applying the Bible in your life, you're not aware of that moment. Y'all catch that? What y'all get from that? I want to make sure y'all caught that. I don't want that to go over everybody's head. Go ahead, Monzara.
I feel like that happens to me quite a bit. And
Okay.
But I'll be honest, I was thinking about it too a bit, and I realized one of the things I had told myself is when I'm around the brothers, like you guys say sometimes, not a boy group, it's actually an environment to train yourself up and sharpen yourself.
Right.
So I started kind of being more aware of that, and then I realized there's a scripture that hit my mind, and I had realized that when I started applying it, the Most High showed Himself to be to be meek to the meek.
Okay.
Proud
To
to
the meek,
the proud.
you show yourself meek to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I had noticed that for me, whatever thoughts I may have had, when I resisted the counsel, I had noticed my day would go about that reflected upon what I was thinking inwardly. Like when I first got here, I was getting my ass kicked a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So realistically speaking, I noticed that as my thoughts had kind of started accepting and just at least adjusting or, making progress,
right.
I noticed it was less and less. So like the scripture that I butchered terribly was saying, he showed himself to be meek to the meek.
Right.
Yeah, but
I'm listening.
But ideally, like you were saying, back to the topic, Salakia.
You can straight off.
Yeah, the awareness of the council, I learned to myself, be more, at least hearing, and try.
Like I said, a wise man would be considered in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's right on point. And I mean, we use counsel as an example in the rebuttal, and you don't realize that, okay, this is the solution. The solution is being delivered to me, but I keep rebutting it the solution. But then I'm never able to see that I just got a solution. Because I keep rebutting it, and I'm coming up with reasons and excuses. And we use counsel, but then there could be like, it could be lust.
Yeah.
It could be pride. It could be doubt. It could be like whatever it is. But right now we're using the example of like you get a counsel.
Yeah.
And but it did not according to his will. You don't be aware of the moment where, okay, this is his will, that I sit down, pause my mind, slow it down, and listen to what's being said about my character so that I can become better.
Yeah.
This is for my betterment. It's not for my it's not to debate me. It's not to belittle me. It's not to say I'm less than. It's not to say I'm not important. It's just to do what? Just to fashion me so I can be prepared when the Most High calls my number.
Yeah.
So that when I do get, like you said, get tested, like you would get those tests every time after the conversation, and then you're like,
Exactly. Yeah.
damn, I got shot. I got stabbed.
Yeah.
Right? You get the hits.
Yeah.
And those moments, yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Who else did they have? Oh, not so.
I was about to say, it's like being able to tell the difference between, when there's a time to listen and then where's the time to conversate. That's like one of the most difficult things Israel has, to be able to shut their mind off and consider, okay, what is
You said
being...
being the difference between time to listen and the difference between time to conversate.
Gone.
Okay.
So it's like how we in the mall. It's like, if I'm more open to listen, that's why I know the difference between what does it mean, like, okay, you need to listen, I'm teaching you how to do something, and when there's a time to conversate. So it's just in the, so it's like, when a situation may happen, you would be like, so you see, like what are your thoughts on that? It's like you're asking me a question, okay, now it's the time to talk. And then it's like, okay, you got to see this thing, there's a reason why, and then I'm listening.
Right.
I'm listening, so.
Listening, talking, timing.
Timing.
Right. Yeah. Did you finish that? No. Go ahead. Finish that.
Shall be beaten with many stripes.
Okay. Oh, no, that was it. Yeah, and that's what happens. You get beaten with many stripes. And that's what happened to those brothers. And go to your scripture.
Okay. Done.
It goes right with the scripture that Kamari just read.
Yeah. Luke chapter 16, verse 10.
Right?
He that is faithful in that which is the least.
And that's the thing that they were supposed to be preparing themselves. There's a time period where the Most High gives you small responsibilities. Right? Small responsibilities. Just come to class on time. Right? Just when you're in class, help stand up and read. You're a Hebrew Academy, stand up and read. Right? Pay attention while you're in class learning. Take notes while you're in class. Highlight your Bible while you're in class. Help yourself get those memory tools. Those are small responsibilities that the Most High gives you. Right? The brother right now, he's helping the sister catch the scriptures. It's different responsibilities. Just doing those things. Cleaning up after class. These are different small things. He that's faithful in the least, read.
Is faithful also in much.
But that'll help you gradually build to where when that moment in time comes, you're able to be prepared so that you don't fall into the same trouble that Jordan David falls into. Go ahead.
Okay. And he that is unjust in the least.
But then if you can't master those things, you can't hone in and focus on those small things, what's going to happen?
Is unjust also in much.
Then you're going to make your life harder in different areas. So then the relationship's going to be hard. Because everything's a trickle effect. Everything in our life is connected. So what you do, what you're not dedicated in the body, right? You're not going to be able to show that same dedication at home. And then it's going to translate. I like how you worded it. You said he showed himself merciful to the merciful.
I was thinking that verse too.
He showed himself meek to the meek.
Yeah.
So if you're dedicated, he's going to show you his dedication to you. If you follow, he's gonna show you. He's gonna show you. He's gonna show you why the benefits of following. So if your mind is focusing on being meek, well, he's gonna show you the beauty of being meek. If your mind is focused on trying to be humble, and you're like, okay, I'm prideful, but then you're striving, you're pushing hard to break that pride off of you, and you're putting yourself in every moment where you have to be humble, where like you have an idea, you have a plan, you have a way you want to do something, but then they get shut down. Nope, and you like, you should be like, okay, I'm gonna follow it the way you want me to do it. You want me to put my books on the right side of the table? I'm gonna put my books on the right side of the table. Right? You want me to scoot over on the bed for the married couples? I'm gonna scoot over on the bed. Right? You want the lights out at night? The lights won't be out at night. So it's little things. Can you follow those little things? It be little stuff like that though. It really be little things like that. Hey, could you stop putting the toothpaste on the what's like a area, annoying area to put toothpaste? Stop putting the toothpaste behind the glass. You know the glass mirror that you can open up?
Yeah.
Stop putting the toothpaste behind that. I don't remember where it's at. I think it's lost. Like, you stop moving things certain areas. Like, little things that married couples get annoyed about. Like, what for the married people, what's the little tics?
The way the toilet paper roll is over and under.
Over and under?
Over or under.
Oh, really?
The flat is coming out the back side of the front side.
Oh, you prefer the front?
Oh my God.
Right. These little tics. Everybody got these little tics. What you got, Valentine?
Leaving the cabinet open.
Leaving the cabinet open.
Not cleaning the toilet.
Not cleaning the toilet. Okay.
When they leave toothpaste on the counter, like when you brush it, you just leave the residue there.
Oh, everybody. Oh, this is it, everybody. Let's go. Let's vent. Okay.
You open that one.
All right.
You leave all the splatter on the mirror.
Oh, on the what?
The mirror, you leave all the splatter on the mirror.
On the her?
On the mirror.
Oh, okay. Oh, go ahead.
Will you leave hair in the shower?
Oh, no.
Hold on, I got one.
Okay, but these are little ticks though.
Yeah.
These are everybody's little ticks, but we gotta be able to do what? We gotta be able to go to Ecclesiastes 31:15. Ecclesiastes 31:15.
Con.
Right.
31 and 15.
31 verse 15.
Con. Ecclesiasticus chapter 31, verse 15.
This is what the Most High wants us to do. Because I know we all got little ticks. And you know, when somebody's talking to you about the solution, we should be able to consider one another. We should be able to consider how one another feel. First, we should be able to sit down and just talk about it without emotions coming out. Without, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And there shouldn't be like an erratic, irrational, emotional, angered, frustrated argument about it. It should be a mature, let's sit down, let's talk. And this is what the Most High wants to do. First with you, because we have to first look at ourselves. Read.
Judge of thy neighbor by thyself.
You're supposed to judge of your neighbor. So as you're looking at your neighbor and the little things that they do that's wrong, right? And you call them out. Everybody calling out their neighbors, right? You're calling out our neighbors right now. We got to do what first? Judge of who?
Judge by thyself.
Well, let's look at the word judge. Let's look at the word judge. Everybody just Vince. Judge, Bible. Definition.
Con.
Yeah, we have to judge. Right. It says, judge, to compare facts or ideas and perceive their agreement or disagreement, right? To distinguish truth from falsehood. You know, so, and in doing that, right, to distinguish, to compare the ideas, to distinguish truth from falsehood, it's so that we can separate the emotion. So it's saying judge, read. Judge of what?
Of thyself.
So it's saying judge of yourself. So you're supposed to be sit down. Now that's not just you by yourself. You got a counselor there with you. Because a lot of times the first reaction now is what? Emotions. It's you looking at everything from your perspective and how you feel. And you're thinking about the things that concern you, and you're not considering the other person. So a lot of times when you judge based off of your own merit. So you got to be the Bible and a counselor, especially if you're learning, you're new to the knowledge, and you're learning to compare facts in your mind. Because it says compare facts or ideas in your mind. Ideas, a thought, an opinion about how you feel about something. So you have to look at it. You have to go by the Bible standard. And, hold on. What you got? You got another one?
Yes, sir. Definition.
Let me see.
Okay, Webster 1828, part 4.
Mm-hmm.
One who has skill, it's like the phone just acting weird, to decide on the merits of a question or on the value of anything.
Yeah. But it starts off with you.
Yeah.
It starts off with you looking at yourself. You're comparing the facts and ideas of how you affected somebody else. Because that's the point of this verse. And that's why I wanted to go to the other definition, compare facts or ideas, perceive agreement or disagreement. So it says, judge of what?
Judge by thyself.
Judge of thy neighbor by thyself. So look at yourself first.
Yeah.
Look at what you're doing wrong first. Look at where that person brought a concern to you, how you reacted first. And look at you and how you're behaving first before you look at the next man. Are you upholding your skin? Right? Toilet paper, tissue, hair. What do you do that takes somebody up? And that's what that scripture is saying. We have to look at ourselves first. Read.
And be discreet in every point.
That means don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Let me ask you this. I know we point out the tics when people do it. But where do you feel like, because we did all of those things are like household things, right?
Yeah.
Where do you feel like you could be better in considering others when it comes to moving around the house? The youth is the brave one.
When I take the shower, leave the fan on.
Leave the fan on?
Yeah, my brother hates that.
Oh, you leave the fan on?
No, I don't turn it on because it might go be foggy.
Okay.
Urine.
Oh, foggy mirror. Oh, okay. Oh, like a glacier in there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Con. So, one thing I noticed that I'll do when sometimes I'm on autopilot. So I will say that sometimes if I'm not in order, because a lot of times when I'm 100%, I've already strategized my entire day all the way through. So I know what I'm gonna do 100%.
Right.
But a lot of times, I ain't really gonna do that. I kind of, I just do stuff. But, ideally, I would like to be 100% all the time. You know what I mean? Because I know that's what the wisdom does. It gets you at 100%, and you have your wits with you.
And you're saying that you would like to not move on autopilot a lot of times. Is that what you're saying, that you could be better as a neighbor?
Yeah.
To your neighbors?
Yeah, because it affects everything entirely as a whole.
Okay. How do you figure that? How do you come to that conclusion?
I think the way I said it is kind of weird. So really what I mean is like, not like I think of everything in advance, just in terms of the oversight is a little sharper. And then the awareness of being in the now is a little better.
What you mean?
And like, you know how it is, like, let's say.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can I ask you a question, man?
Yeah.
How do you feel like you can consider your neighbor more?
Yeah.
And where you feel like you can be better with being a neighbor? Because everybody point out householdish things.
Oh, yeah.
Things that people do that take them off in the house, but where do you feel like you can be better as a household member?
Yeah, bringing 100%, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
being aware of yourself.
yeah,
Being
being aware of
aware of yourself.
myself and doing everything I can versus, getting up late and kind of just doing a bare minimum.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, yeah.
So if I don't like something, I tend to address it right then and there. And sometimes I need to slow down first.
Right.
Think about how I'm going to present the complaint or present
Right.
my, my problem, my issue, whatever. Because it can, even if I'm right, I still end up being wrong because of how I present it.
Right.
So timing is something along the discretion that still,
Timing
timing.
can take, timing is like taking control of the emotions. Because when you're not able to be aware of the timing, that means the emotional reaction is quicker than you being able to be aware of the moment, as far as how you can come on. So that's more like, that's emotion. Being able to capture your emotions in the moment. And I like that you said that. We gotta let everybody else talk too, man. You can't take the whole thing.
You're right.
What you got?
I was gonna say for the definition, it goes right along with the verse. But,
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Just real quick, my bad.
Go ahead, real quick. We're gonna let somebody else go.
So,
we're gonna jump back to the
Part 4, because she brought up timing, so it goes right along with the definition in the last part of the verse.
Okay.
It says, one who can discern truth and propriety.
Oh, go ahead, read it. Let him read it.
Okay.
You got a definition?
It says, one who can discern truth and propriety.
One who can discern truth.
Yeah, going along.
So you're judging about, you're being discreet on every point because you're discerning the truth. Like, damn, I'm not all the way there just yet either.
Yeah.
I know my neighbor's really shoot, but I know I'm filthy, right? And I know I gotta get right. I gotta get clean. So you're balancing out your judgment because you're seeing that we're all our righteousness. The Most High said all our righteousness is as filthy rags, right? So we've all fall short of the glory of the Most High, but because of the mercy of Christ is why we're here. So none of us are just clean. We're learning to get clean. We're learning to overcome certain things. We're overcoming the pork, the shrimp, the crab, the lobster, right? The shaveless beard, just looking like an American, acting like an American, eating like an American. We're overcoming certain things. But our righteousness still is filthy rags. Go to Galatians 6:1. But who else had one? Who else had a thing where they feel like they could be considered their neighbor, which is the person you live with, on a better level? Oh, sister got her hand? Okay. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like when people coexist with one another, like everybody's different, so you can't like put how you are like on another person. You have to like give them grace and understand that even when you do like address something to them, it's not always gonna be like an instantaneous change. Like sometimes it'll take time to make it happen.
Okay, so the sister basically saying that not putting your expectation or your standard of living on somebody else and expect that when you do bring a concern that they're instantaneously going to adjust to the concern. You're not going to be wake up the next morning and change and be a whole new man or woman. Right. Okay. Huh?
That's powerful.
Yeah, that's powerful. Because that's what a lot of people do. That's like the average person does that, which is what they put their expectations on another person. But then a lot of times there's other areas where we don't live up to their expectations. So it's like we can just be casting stones all day, and we know what the scriptures say about that. But go to Galatians. Go ahead, and we don't read this Galatians now.
I noticed what people told me that I do. I leave the shower curtain wet, and I leave like little bits of hair in the restroom. So I try not to like let that happen.
Okay. Yeah. It's being aware of yourself, being conscientious. And this is what it takes first for yourself. This is for yourself. Read that Galatians 6:1.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault.
Yeah, because those little ticks can annoy you, can frustrate you, can make you be angry, make you be like, I can't deal with this brother. Man. My goodness, why even move in with you? Why even let you in? I wish I didn't have to deal with this. That anger, you can't let anger guide you. You can't let frustration guide you. Like, cause that's just gonna send you in a whirlwind and you'll overlook the good in the person. You won't be able to look at it. We was talking about this yesterday. You won't never be able to look at the good. But think about it, that's what America did. That's what Esau did. That's what the world done to our people. It taught us how not to look at the good in the person. We already trained the mind, like the worldly man's mind is already trained to look for the negative. Oh, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna ask him this question this way to see if he's alive. Oh, I'm gonna ask her this way. I'm gonna ask her to give me a ride at this time and this day, because I know she's doing something at this time and that day. I'm gonna see if she cares. I'm gonna see if he loves me. Test time. Da-da-da-da-da. Right? And that's the worldly man. The worldly man, the worldly woman, she's prone to do the negative. He's prone to look for the negative. Because that's how Esau raised us. They raised our parents. Because our parents didn't raise our parents. Their parents didn't raise them. TV did. Movies, rap music videos did. And that's Esau, because we pick it up, we acting like nations. But the scripture is saying, I'm gonna come to you, the scripture is saying, read from the top.
God, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault.
In a fault. Let's look at the word fault. Let's look at the word fault real quick. So this is, the Most High is showing us in this verse how we're supposed to feel when somebody does something that disrupts our spirit. How you're supposed to process it emotionally. Because we're figuring it out, just taking it back to the reader, right? Korah and David didn't process anything rationally. And Moses never even did anything wrong to them. They just didn't want to be harmed. But this is what they didn't do. Read.
Fault, 18 Webster's Dictionary. Definition 2. In morals or deportment, any error or defect, an imperfection, any deviation from propriety, a slight offense.
A slight offense. There it is, right there. If brethren, read.
Come, if a man be overtaken in
A
a
slight
fault.
offense. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a slight offense, read.
Ye which are spiritual.
But you, the person that's looking at them, if you're saying you're more mature, more righteous, and more clean, you're basically saying you're spiritual. What you supposed to do? If you're more spiritual and more mature than a person, this is what you would do. Read.
Restore such as one in the spirit of meekness.
Restore in what?
Restore such an one in the spirit of meekness.
And that's what Mazar said earlier. You right? He said he's going to be merciful to the merciful. Let's get that. We keep quoting it. Yeah, we keep quoting it, so we might as well get it. Because it's going right with everything.
Yeah.
2 Samuel 2.
2 Samuel chapter 22 verse 25.
Where you at, Mazar? Where you at? Say where you at.
Verse 26 actually. It says, with the merciful, 2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 26. With the merciful, thou wilt show mercy. It's right there.
Okay.
From the top. Verse 26. With the merciful, thou wilt show thyself merciful.
So if you show mercy to your neighbor who did a slight offense, a slight fault, what will the Most High be with you?
Show thyself merciful.
Because we all got what? A lot of sins to clean up. We got a lot of stuff to ask the Most High for forgiveness for the wrong that we've done to somebody or against the Father. We got a lot of filth. We got a lot of dirt. And we just started to wipe the dirt off. You know that dirt that is dry up and it's stuck to your shoes, and you've seen those little videos on YouTube where they like restoring the shoe, or they restoring the rustic done. Like it dang near look like it's no point of return. That's us. And the Most High just started to hit us with that hammer, cleaning us up. And we just got that one little side of the shoe that you started to see through it. You just started to be able to see through that little part of the shoe. And see that it's actually, there's some light in there. That's what we are. We just started to say, oh damn, there's some light in me. I never thought I could be patient. Yeah, I used to just, I used to just let off on somebody. But you just started to see the light in us, so we have to do what? With our brothers, we have to be merciful because the Lord is being overly merciful with us. Read.
And with the upright man,
The upright man, with somebody that's thinking the right way, processing things the right way, what does he do?
thou wilt show thyself upright.
He's going to show himself upright. He's going to deal with you correct. So you deal with your neighbor with tenderness and patience. He's going to deal with you with tenderness and patience. Read.
With the pure,
So if it says in Titus 1 and 15, and y'all can write that one down. Unto the pure, all things are pure. So that means every experience that you go through, good or seemingly bad, right? And or bad, you're gonna look at it, you're gonna look at the pure, you're gonna look at that experience with a pure outlook. You're not gonna allow yourself to be defiled by the experience.
with the pure, thou wilt show thyself pure.
Show himself pure, read.
With the froward, thou wilt show thyself unsavory.
So you see that? If you rough, the Most High will show himself rough to you. So as rough, so whatever you give out is what you're gonna get back. It's basically what the Lord's saying. Whatever spirit you dish out that argument, right? Your husband, he's reasonable. The brother, the sister, he's reasonable. But you're gonna meet that person in the world at your job, the person at the stoplight, the person at the Walmart, and they're gonna deal with you like a beast. And you're like, I don't know why I talk to you like that. I don't know why my mama said that to me like that. Because you dealt with everybody else rough. And with other people, they're not dealing with you like, they're not gonna come back and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come off like that. They're not coming, that's a very few rare. They're like, nah, you gotta eat that. Your husband at least coming back and say what? I didn't mean to say it like that. Your real at least he come back, I'm sorry, baby. I was emotional. Right? for some, right? But you know that the Lord is merciful to you, so what? Even if the person ain't, at least you know the Lord is on your side. Fight for you. Right? So, yeah, so for the merciful, so you're so merciful. The Lord's your sparring partner if the person's not being merciful. Let's finish with my third.
Considering thyself.
Read from time to time.
Oh, yes, sir. Brother, well, should I say the number as well?
You know, Brethren 6 and 1. Galatians 6 and 1.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault,
that slight offense, read.
Ye which are spiritual.
So you, as a Bible believer, are supposed to be applying the method that follows after somebody does something wrong to you. This is a method that keeps peace, that keeps a healthy relationship. That means brotherhood or sisterhood or just marriage. Read.
Restore such an one in the spirit of meekness.
So go talk to them. But in the spirit of meekness, don't come with anger. Don't come with frustration. Don't come with arguing. Don't come with venting like you like in the streets. Like you're not really looking for the solution. You just like, I don't like that you why you have your shoes at the front door to the door and you already know I'm a trip. I don't be I'm gonna be looking down and stuff. Why you ain't you just be like, you don't even think about me. Right? There was a whole lot of and then you don't even think about me. What happened here? Huh? Oh, you lost. Well, we was talking about restoring the one in the spirit of meekness if somebody offends you. Because when you look up the word fault, right, there's definitions about faults. But the one that fit with the scripture was talking about having a slight offense. You know, everything that everybody was pointing out, the hair in the tub, the hair in the shower, the toilet paper, the plate, the open cabinet, that's all slight offenses. And it says, ye which are spiritual. We read the verse.
Come. Ye which are spiritual, restore such an one.
So the next step for a Bible believer, for a mature woman, a mature man to do is what?
Restore such a one in the spirit of meekness.
Why? Because this verse is Samuel's, and you can write it down. You gotta go back to it, because I know you missed that part. And then we're going to jump back to the reading.
2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 26. With the merciful, thou wilt show thyself merciful.
So be merciful, the Most High will be merciful to you.
And with the upright man, thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure, thou wilt show thyself pure.
So if you're upright, and you deal upright, you deal purely, the Most High is going to deal with you with that same level of tenderness, that same level of gentleness that you show. So if somebody offended you, right, you with your spiritual, the next step is to go to them, have a discussion, talk about it, express yourself, but not with emotions, not really looking for you're just not even really looking for the little thing I have to deal with him. Like, you're not really, that person's not looking for a solution. That person's just looking to tell the person how they feel, and I'm just angry, and I want to bat out at you, and I want to make sure that you know that I'm batting at you. That's what that person's doing. But this spiritual person, this spiritual man, this spiritual woman, they're restoring on the spirit of meekness, knowing that the Most High shows himself merciful to the merciful, pure to the pure, upright to the upright, but to that person as what?
And with the froward, thou wilt show thyself unsavory.
But to a person that's rough, he's gonna be rough, and you ain't gonna like it. You ain't gonna like how he deals with you, because he's gonna make sure that what you meet somebody that met you with the same energy that you met the brothers and sisters with. Who has it? Okay, let me finish this one real quick. We gotta get back to the street.
Done. Considering thyself, least.
Consider, you gotta consider yourself. That's what our last verse came compared to Ecclesiastes. Right? Judge thy neighbor by thyself. Look at yourself first. Look at where you're lacking first before you look at where your neighbor's lacking. Read.
Least thou also be tempted.
Because you're going to have a day. Your neighbor had his day, you called him on his day, but you're going to have a day too. Well, Satan's going to try you. You either going to take the L or you're going to win that day. But we know that what? We strive to be perfect. So it says offenses shall come. So you will offend somebody. And it might just be a slight offense. It may not be a major one, but it's going to be some slight. And you may not be consciously aware of what you're doing. You may not technically offended somebody. It just happened. But it's going to happen. Read.
Bear ye one another's burdens.
We're supposed to be considering about bearing one another's burdens. What does that mean? Why did the Most High use that as a solution? Talking and then bearing with another person's burden. Why did you use those two things as a solution?
That's because he wants you to love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Boom.
Yeah.
You just said it, because you're not going to deal with yourself like that. You're not going to be like, damn, I messed up. And you're not going to be like, when you do something wrong, you act like it's a small thing. When somebody else does something wrong, you magnify it like he just dropped the Hiroshima Nagasaki atomic bomb. You magnify it, but you don't magnify yours. You don't magnify yours like it's a big issue. Go ahead.
Yeah, because say you this carnal person, and he makes the fault, or this individual makes the fault, you gonna blow it up out of the spirit. But then when
you blow it up out of the spirit, that's key words.
Yeah, and then when this individual corrects you on your fault, and he's in the spirit, showing you a better method on how to do it. Now you in your mind like he's long-winded. He's doing too much. Wouldn't even have to go this far.
Right.
But he's in the spirit with it.
Right, he's in the spirit.
But that's the carnal mind.
That's what.
But yeah, we're supposed to be loving our neighbor as we love ourselves, doing the same thing.
That's right on point. Well said, brother. Seasoned salt. No, that was right on point. Well, but I mean, that he said it. What he said was right on point. It covered all bases. I like what you said. Let's let that one be savory. That was seasoned salt right there.
I was thinking of a scripture that went along with what he was saying.
We only got 1,000 scriptures.
It's like.
I'm gonna let him give his last scripture, then we're gonna come back. Finish that one. Consider yourself. When you bear one another's burden, because now you have to exercise patience. Because like he said, you gotta love your neighbor as yourself. Go ahead, with yours,
It says so right. to give place to the Lord?
Good, go ahead. Yeah, you don't have to fight your own battle.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 19 and verse 17.
Go ahead. Everybody there?
No.
Go ahead.
Admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him,
Wow.
and not being angry, give place to the
That
law.
admonishes that you sit there talking about it, just let them know. That offended me. That hurt me. I feel bad. Right? And then you sitting there, y'all talking, and this person should be mature enough, should be spiritual enough to receive that and say, you know what? My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was thinking this, but it came out this way. Or I did that, yeah, I was emotional in that moment. I apologize, I gotta work on that. That's something that brothers and sisters been talking to me about, so I'm gonna work on that. You know, and that's that admonishment. That's called peaceful disagreement. Right? But to reach a what? So that you can reach an agreement. You know, you're not gonna stay at a disagreement, but it's called what? To get to that point where you agree. Where it's peaceful. Now you can create peace. This is what keeps marriages lasting. This is what, if y'all ever like, well, what's the key to keeping a marriage lasting? That's the key. What's the key to keeping brotherhood? That's the key. This is a major key. Communication. Talking. But when talking, considering the next man that's talking to you about the issue. And not just taking in what you feel, like, okay, yeah, you better have took what I took it when I said and felt bad about it. Yeah. Nah, that's not about that. It's about you saying what you said, he said what he said. You know what? I'm wrong in this area. I see that. Ooh, this person going. I'm wrong in this area. Ooh, I see it. So it's like you both consider one another. You know? I like that one.
From the top.
Yeah.
Admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him.
Yeah, like before you just lose it. But you should never be trying to threaten your brother. Before you just lose your mind. Right? Why lose your mind? What's the point of that? You just basically let Satan take hold of you. So really, you messing yourself up. You hurt yourself when you hurt that brother. Right? Because you let Satan get you. That's what stops you in the kingdom. Read.
And not being angry, give place to the law.
Yeah, and let's say you don't do it, but you quiet about it. You're obviously gonna talk about it, but I'm saying like you're not losing it like you're not being irate. You're not acting like a lunatic, but you still have that inward anger. So it's saying don't just sit there and talk, but then inwardly you have all this built up anger. Actually do what? Read.
Give place to the law.
So you're sitting there meditating on the word, and you're sedating your mind, and as you're talking to this person, you're receiving his words, and you're taking it in on both sides. And you're not allowing yourself to just be so frustrated, so lost by the emotion of what happened. Yet you're actually like, woosah. And then you're like, no, the Most High is going to take care of it. This person going to get it when the Most High snatches into their spirit. That's not my place. But my place is to at least apply the scriptures, talk to the brothers, talk to my husband, talk to my red, talk to the kids, deal with the kids, and do what? Give place to the law afterwards. But this battle is not my battle. He's dealing with his battle, I'm dealing with my battle, but let me keep the course of doing what? Being a righteous red, being a righteous sister, being a righteous brother, being a righteous Israelite child. So that's all I got to do. I like that one. And then, like, read verse 16.
Verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
There is one that slippeth in his speech.
Right? He might have just said something wrong to him at that time. It slipped out his tongue. It didn't come out the right way. Right? And that's talking about the speech, but put your situation there. It might be. He might have forgot to close the cap. It might be. He might have forgot to take the hair out. He was in a rush. It might be. Who else had it might be, he forgot to flip the thing, AC thing. What do you call that? The fan in the bathroom. Put your situation in that moment. Read.
But not from his heart.
Yeah, he didn't do it on purpose. He didn't do it on purpose. Have mercy. But think about when you did it wrong, you know for a fact you didn't do it on purpose. Read.
And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue?
Now, I know it's talking about the speech, but put your situation in there. Right? Who had not left hair in the tub? Who had not left the cabinet open? Who had not do the toilet paper the opposite way? It's real though. Those real life things. So you gotta consider those things. Consider yourself first. Look at you first before you just alone look at the person. Alright? What were you gonna say, Aaron? I know your hand was up. We're gonna jump back to the reading after that. What were you gonna say? Okay. Someone else have anything? No? Well, once or twice? So to the city, no. Go ahead, let's jump back.
Go
Let's jump back.
from the top exactly.
No, to the reading, Yeah, he's good.
Numbers chapter 26, verse 10. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up together with quarrels. When that company died, what time the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a sign.
Yep. Don't follow that direction. This is what happens when you get inflamed with emotions. So apply it to what we talked about just now. Not letting your emotions rule you to where now you get lost in the moment. They allowed their emotions to rule you. And they were what? Inconsiderate of all the things that Moses had going on. How he had to be super patient, super meek, super everything. He had to be a high standard. He had to stay in that mode and not break form from that spirit. To where he lost it on the people, but they was just considering how they feel. And for what? For power? They just wanted power and fame. It wasn't even like a good, like it was like a righteous desire. Because it was righteous, you want to go through the proper steps. So these men weren't even considering Moses. Consider your spouse, consider the brother, consider your sisters. Read.
Verse 11. Notwithstanding, the children of Korah died not. The sons of Simeon after their families, Nemuel, the family of the Nemuelites, Jamin, the family of the Jaminites, Jashin, the family of the Jashinites, Zerah, the family of the Zerahites, Shayul, the family of the Shayulites. These are the families of the Simeonites, 20,200. The children of Gad after their families, Zephon, the family of the Zephonites, Haggai, the family of the Haggites, Shunai, the family of the Shunites, Ozni, the family of the Oznites, Eri, the family of the Erites, Arod, the family of the Arodites, Arali, the family of the Aralites. These are the family of the children of Gad, according to those that were numbered of them, 40,200 and 500.
You start at 27.
The sons of Judah were and Onan, and and Onan died in the land of Canaan.
You know, as I'm reading this, what's popping in my brain? You know, it say in Proverbs, where is it? Train up a child. 22 and 7. 26.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6.
Think about two things. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Right. It's important to train up your child because we're talking about these men and the kids that came after them. But imagine if these men wasn't training their kids that came after them, they would have been able to hold their family name and keep it going in righteousness. And that's important because You read all these names, you see the families, but what can we take from us reading the family names? The generation kept on going. Right? And with the generation kept on going, that means they kept on raising their kids to make sure they can uphold the family business. And that's also comfort. That's a full circumference. The spirit of the family, the mental state, the drive, and this even the family business. The literal, just the physical, the farmland, all those things. But taking care of those things and making sure that everybody in the family is straight. That's what you were raising your kids to do in the future. That's what you, us now, you have the kids that's in the truth. You have an opportunity to do that. You have an opportunity to do that because a lot of you get first generation knowing that you're Israelites. Or your aunties and uncles and your moms and them, they don't know that. Or they didn't. There's a rare few that did. But you that first generation. Right? And for the young ones that's being raised in the truth, y'all have second generation after your parents. But now you have the opportunity to rebuild your family's legacy. Right? In the spirit of the Most High. And we get to actually train up a child in the way he shall go. So don't take that lightly. As you have a family now, and you get to build them and take them on a certain path and direction. You as a young kid, being a child, don't take the correction, don't take the guidance, don't take the counsels and the conversations you get into with your parents and the older brothers and sisters when they drop the wisdom on you. Don't take it for granted because you get the opportunity to rebuild a legacy and to continue on the legacy on top of what your parents have been building since you've been here. So don't squander that opportunity. As you're being trained up and as you being a parent training up a child, or if you in the future want to start a family, be prepared to understand that you can do that for your kids. But your kids don't have to live how you live in the world. You don't have to go through like all the weed and the whoremongering, the adultery and the murder and the lies. Like you over here partying and taking party drugs and somebody slips something and people catch drinks and you don't have to deal with all that if you train your child up. If you understand what you're building your child for, what do you want that child for? Just to smile and look at them, or do you want them so that they can be used in the ministry of the Most High? And what do you want to be used for, child? You gotta ask yourself that. The ministry of the Most High, or you want to be a vain person in the world? Because vanity ain't gonna get you nothing with the Father. You already know the Father's real, so you can't deny it. So if you was to, like he said yesterday in class, if you stepped away, then you'd be eating the conscience. You'd eat the conscience. So you have to understand that this lifestyle is an opportunity to have a fresh start. Take advantage of the fresh start that you have now so that you can be able to what? Build a healthy, righteous family. You don't have to deal with what you dealt with. Think back to your memories, to how your parents dealt with you and it was unbalanced. Or if they was even around. You don't want that for your kids because your emotions came into play and you live in like La La Land and fairy tale places. We don't want to do that. We got to literally start thinking about the reality of life. Is my emotions and the fairy tale land that I'm living in my mind conducive to my kids right now? What am I giving my kids right now that's valuable? Me being angry, me being stubborn, me being lustful, me being like always argumentative and nothing's ever right. Is that building my family legacy? Is that leaving an inheritance for my children? Is that leaving a strong example for my children to live off of? Or the future children, for those that don't have kids, right? You got one. You got to literally think about that. You have an opportunity to start your family right. And it says that in Proverbs, leave inheritance for children. Why? Let me find that one real quick. Because you want to be able to give your kids the best chance possible to be able to withstand against the devil, withstand against the influence of the world. Because Esau going hard with this transsexualism, right? Whoremongering and do as thou wilt mentality. They're really pushing it hard. Esau the nation. You know, and you got all these people in the world. They're super influenced by that folly, by that foolishness. You know, and you don't want to get caught up in that. Because it's, 13:22?
Come.
Proverbs 13:22.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22. Evil pursued sinners, but...
No, 13:22.
Oh, come. 13, verse 22. Come. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children.
Go ahead. Read it.
Come. Verse 22 from the top. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children.
Yeah, good man leaves an inheritance. So if you say, man, I'm striving to be a righteous man, a righteous woman, think about what you're going to be leaving your kids. Think about if you was to, we said it before, right? Like 3 weeks ago. If you was to pass away in the next 2 weeks, what did you leave behind as an example for your kids? It's not talking about the physical things, because stuff like that goes and comes. You could have left your kid the nicest car. That car could get beat down the next 2 days that you leave. The kid could get into a car crash the next day. So that don't matter. But what inheritance did you leave for them in the spirit? Did you leave them I was the stubborn wife? Did you leave them that I was the stubborn husband? All right, how did you leave them I was the foolish man? Like, did you leave them that you was Nabal? Did you leave them that you was what? Jezebel? Which example of a type of a biblical character did we leave them? Did you leave them that you was Korah and David? Like what example did we leave? Are we leaving? Judas? Like we gotta ask, what example are we leaving our kids so that you can give them the best chance to fight? That's saying what? You have the power. Philippians 4:13, we say it all the time. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. You can overcome every battle that you got right now. Everything that's making you doubt, depressed, worried, angry, sad, you can beat all of that. But you gotta believe that you can literally do all things through Christ. And you have to seek out the method, and when you get the method, use it. Use the method when you get it. But you have to literally seek it out. What you got? Oh, you said the same one, right?
Yeah, I'm on the same one.
Go ahead.
Come. And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
Right. The wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Don't you want the Most High to protect your kids? You don't want what you have to be taken from your children. The little that we do have, you don't want to be taken from your children. The light. The light being what? The wisdom. The spirit. The purity of your child. You don't want them to lose that because why? You didn't give them the best chance to fight. You got to think about that. Give your kids a chance. Give your children a chance, an opportunity. You find? This is Ecclesiastes.
Oh, he got it.
Well, go ahead. Let me see what you got. That would be fire if you got exactly what I'm thinking.
This book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 11.
Uh-huh.
Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun.
That's a good one. Read it again though. That was the one I was looking for. I was looking for one where it says, where you leave something for your kid, but you don't know how that kid's going to turn out. That's an Ecclesiastes in the Bible. But read where you at though.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 11. Wisdom is good with an inheritance.
Wisdom is good. But it's showing you that what? Wisdom is good with an inheritance. It's showing you that it's better to have the wisdom with the things that you inherit because you'll be able to maintain it. And that's what you see with these family names. They were able to do because they were able to carry their family names because they had wisdom alongside with the inheritance. Because the inheritance, how many people get the lottery today, and they could literally change their generations, but then they what? They spoil it on like vanity. They spoil it on vain things. They feed it on their belly. They sell everything on their belly, literally.
Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun.
So if you have wisdom, you can profit. You can profit, but you got to give your kids that chance to profit in their life. Or the one I was doing? Oh, that's go ahead. And this is why you want to give your kids that opportunity to fight, to change, to not have to go down the road that you went down, that we went down. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 19.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool?
Yeah, you don't know which direction the child's gonna go, but yeah, the kid's going. You don't know which direction that the child's gonna go. Yeah, you don't know which direction it's gonna take. Oh, it's verse 18. Yeah, which one you read?
Start at verse 18.
You can start at verse 18.
Verse 18. Yea, I hated all my labor.
Let's look. Alright, let's go.
Come on. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Yea, I hated all my labor, which I had taken under the sun.
And this is Solomon speaking. He didn't literally hate it. He's just saying it was hard work. It was hard work. And he's thinking about that hard work. And what about it? Read.
Because I shall leave it unto the man that shall be after me.
He's going to leave it to another person. That being his child. But with him having to leave it behind his child, he knows he has to train up his child.
God.
But imagine if he's not even training up his child at all. He's thinking about that. He's thinking about the future. That's what Solomon's thinking about. Solomon's thinking about the future. And what about the future? Read.
And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool?
You don't know. You don't know which path your child's going to take. But how do you give that child the best opportunities to go on the right path? You being righteous. Us being righteous. Us fighting for righteousness. And then training up that child in the way he should go. So that he can know how to cleave unto strength. How to lean on strength. And that's why these men that we read in Numbers, they was able to carry their family names. Because their parents was giving them the opportunity to go on to become that wise man. The best opportunity to become that wise man. You don't know at the end of the day, you don't know which path your child will go, but why not give him the best opportunity to become that wise man? Read.
Yet shall he have rule over all my labor, wherein I have labored.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to pass away. And it's going to go to your child. Whichever one you choose. But why not give him the best opportunity? We know we did it by firstborn. But just throwing it out there, just in case nobody knows. But you want to think about the fact that you got to give him the best opportunity because it's going to go to him anyways. Because you're going to die one day. So if it's going to go to him anyways, why not just give the child the best opportunity in fighting? Read.
And wherein I have shewed myself wise under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
This is also vanity.
But the human mind, if you let yourself get wrapped up in the thought of that this is vanity, because I don't even know he's going to even change. If he's going to be a wise man, she's going to be a wise woman. You're going to give into the emotion of not training up your child. But you have to start pushing. You have to stay pushing. You have to stay fighting so that you can give your child the best opportunity of fighting. But was that all the verses, right? Yeah, that's good. What happened on your mom?
I think you want to
21? Which one was it?
Come on, verse 21. For there is a man whose labor is in wisdom, and in knowledge, and in equity. Yet to a man that has not labored therein, shall he leave it for his portion?
Yeah, he says, for there's a man whose labor is in wisdom, knowledge, and in equity. So if you labor in wisdom, knowledge, and equity, that's you giving your child the best opportunity. That's you. I like that. That's you giving your child the best chance. That's you giving a brother, taking it outside your family, right? That's you giving a brother the best chance at fighting because he sees something different than what he's seen growing up. He's seen something different. Like in the truth, there's supposed to be something different about it. And we're giving that brother, that child, that teenager, that woman, that sister, a best opportunity to, fight for righteousness. Because they see the light in us. They see the light in each individual, in you, me. And there's supposed to be light in all of us, sparking us. And that spark is supposed to spark the new person that comes to the door. And we're supposed to be sparking one another. And that new person is supposed to come in, fall in line, spark the next new person. And we're supposed to have that domino effect, but obviously it don't go that way. It don't always happen that way, right? Because the Most High, the apostles was praying for it. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So when you come in, you got to start saying, I want to learn how to labor. I want to learn how to fight. So I can give somebody, it says, I want to give somebody wisdom, knowledge, and I want to show them how to be equitable with it. Right? Fair, balanced. It says, read on, yet to a man
that hath not labored therein, shall he leave it for his portion.
But if you just let your child do what he wants and you be negligent, he's not going to labor. And he's not even going to be prepared to even, because everybody got their battles. Kids going to have their battles, but they're not going to know how to get out that battle because you never taught them how to cling under strength. Read.
This also is vanity and a great evil.
Yeah, you can get consumed by that feeling because you'll be so negligent because you're like, I don't even know if he's going to be righteous enough. But give him a chance. Give her a chance. Fight. Change. Overcome. Be humble. Be humble and just sit down. Right? So, but I mean, y'all get that. Let's jump back to the reading. Yeah, that's the honest God truth. Honest God truth.
Numbers chapter 26, verse 20. And the sons of Judah after their families were Shelah, the family of the Shelonites, and Perez, the family of the Perizzites, Zerah, the family of the Zarites, and the sons of the Pharez were Hezron, the family of the Herzonites, of
Hamuel,
the family of the Hamuelites. These are the family of Judah according to those that were a number of them, 16,500. Of the sons of Issachar, after their families of Tola, the family of the Tolaites of Pua, the family of the Punites of Jasher, the family of the Jashabites of Shimron, the family of the Shimronites. These are the families of Issachar, according to those that were numbered of them, 4,300. Of the sons of Zebulun, after their families, Sered, the family of the Sadites, Elon, the family of the Elonites, Jaleel,
yes.
the family of the Jaleelites. These are the families of the Zebulunites, according to those that were numbered of them, 3,500.
Let's go. Next reader.
Also, I was going to say I had like a script.
The second reading is going to be reading Numbers chapter 26, verse 28 through 54. Numbers chapter 26, verse 28 through 24. The second reader is reading Numbers chapter 26, verse 28 through 54. All right? Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 28.
26.
Oh, 26.
Verse
28.
Mm-hmm.
The sons of Joseph after their families were Manasseh and Ephraim. And the sons of Manasseh of Machar, the family of the Macharites, and Machar began Gilead.
Gilead, yeah.
Gilead. And Gilead came the family of the Gileadites. These are the sons of Gilead, of the Jazer, the family of the Jazerites, of Helek, the family of the Helekites, and of Azarel, the family of the Azarelites, and of Shechem, the family of the Shechemites, and of Shemida, the family of the Shemedites, and of Hefer, the family of the Heferites, and
Zelophehad,
the son of Hefer, had no sons, but daughters. And the names of the daughters of Zelophehad were Mahalah, and Noah, Hoglah,
like a hog, Hagla,
Milcah, and Tirzah. These are the families of Manasseh, and those that were numbered of them, 52,700. These are the sons of Ephraim after their families, of Shethula, the family of the Shethulaites, and Bechur, the family of the Bechurites, and Tahan, the family of the Tahanites. And these are the sons of Shethula of Aaron. Of Aaron, the family of the Aaronites. These are the families of the sons of Ephraim, according to those that were numbered of them, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph after their families. The sons of Benjamin after their families, of Bela, the son of the Belites, of Ashbel, the families of the Ashbelites, of Ahiram, the family of the Ahiramites, of
Shufam,
the family of the Shuphumites, of
Hufam,
the family of the Huphumites, and the son of Bela were Arad and Namor, of Arad, the family of the Arites, and of Namor, the family of the Namorites.
Naaman and the Naamanites.
Those are the sons of Benjamin after their families, and they that were numbered of them were 45,600. are the sons of Dan after their families of Shumham, the family of Shumhamites. These are the families of Dan after their families. All the families of Shumhamites, according to those that were numbered of them, were 3,004,400. Of the children of Asher, after their families, of Jimnan, the family of the Jimnanites, of Jashu, the family of the Jeshuites, and of Beriah, the family of the Beriahites, of the sons of Beriah, of Heber, the family of the Heberites, and Malchiel, the family of the Malchiites, and the name of the daughter of Asher was Sarah. These are the families of the sons of Asher according to those that were numbered of them, who were 53,400. Of the sons of Naphtali after their families of Jezel, the family of the Jezelites, of Gunai, the family of the Gunaites, of Jerah, the family of the Jerzerites, and of Siloam.
Yeah, what we see here, as we look at these names, is that the Most High did everything in decency and order. So it's going to go into the purpose of why they're going into these names. Once they finish giving us the actual log sheet about everybody's name, I want to say the record of everybody's name, their family, where they come from, and their descendants. So it's going to, because that's important. That's important when it comes into inheritance, right? When you just going on that line of genealogy, so that they can make sure that that original reader is kept, but they're making sure that this is that family. So that's important as well. Oh, okay. To just know that, to know those names. So numbered. Yeah, go ahead.
Shillam, the family of the Shillamites. These are the families of Naphtali, according to their families, and they that were numbered of them were 45,400. These were the number of the children of Israel, 600,000 and 8,730. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, unto these the land shall be divided for an inheritance according to the number of names.
You see that? This just lets you know exactly why they went in detail to the names, to make sure that everything's done decent in order, a record's kept of it, so that in the next couple generations, as the family increases, that we know exactly what was given to what family and what's owed to what family. So something weird just happened, we know how to track back what was given to them and what's owed to them. Right? Most High did a just way, just balance, and he did things right. Go to Ecclesiastes 42:7. Because they're giving out inheritance. Well, finish reading down, and then hold that real quick, Danielle, and then we're gonna go to it in 2 seconds. Go ahead, read that. Yeah.
Numbers chapter 26, verse 54. Too many thou shalt give the more inheritance, and too few thou shalt give the less inheritance. To every one shall his inheritance be given according to those that were numbered of him. Verse 55. Notwithstanding, the land shall be divided by lot.
Right. And just go to Acts 4:32. Acts 4:32.
God.
Before we go there.
Acts chapter 4, verse 32. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul. Neither said any of them that
Everybody with the same mind, same judgment, one accord. Read.
neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed with his own, but they had all things common.
And that was the key. Oh, yeah? Go ahead. But they had all things common. So, and the thing was to make sure that there was equality, that nobody was being cheated out of what they deserved. Nobody was being cheated out of what they deserved and what they were to be given, right? Family-wise, and that's why it said in verse 54, right? Read that again.
Verse 54 of chapter 26. Too many thou shalt give the more inheritance, and too few thou shalt give the less inheritance. To every one shall his inheritance be given according to those that were numbered of him.
And that's to make sure that all things were common, right? Some people got bigger families than others, so they might need more than what the family that has less family members need. So the Most High wanted to make sure all things was common. So they made sure that the details of everybody's family was gotten. You see that? Y'all see that? Okay. So he said they made sure that they had all things common. They wanted to make sure that everybody was able to take care of their needs, their necessities, right? But that's it on that one. But read what you have. And this is the right part. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 42 and verse 7. Deliver all things in number and weight.
Right? So they looking at the families, looking at the names, looking at what they got to give out as far as the inheritance, and they're balancing all these scales and they're coming up with a plan to make sure that everybody has all things common. And what else?
And put all in writing that thou givest out or receive in.
You see that? So they're making sure that they're writing this stuff down in detail so they understand what they're giving out. And then let's say people want to give to the ministry, that they write down what's been given to them. So that after addition and receiving, everything's clear and transparent. And that's what the whole purpose of writing these family names and knowing who was in the genealogy of that specific family, so they can make sure that they're giving out the proper things.
There's an example in Ruth about how they dealt according to the inheritance and right by the inheritance.
Oh, let me see that.
So Ruth chapter 4.
Luke chapter 4. Right.
Verse 4 and verse 5. Well, 4 through 6.
4 through 6. Luke 4, 5 and 6. Right.
And I thought to advertise thee, saying, buy it before the inhabitants, and before the elders of my people. If thou wilt redeem it. Buy it. But if thou wilt not redeem it, then tell me, that I may know. For it was like it.
Hold on. Let me get there real quick. You said Ruth chapter
4, verse 4 through 6.
As an example.
As an example of how they dealt according to the inheritance, and they didn't try to get over on anybody according to their inheritance. They didn't just.
It's like they do it now, and if you go to Israel now, you can't be a foreigner and come by land.
They ain't messing around with that. You can't go in there and just take over their land. See, they're doing it smart, right? So this is why America, I just watched the series that I said through the Brothers Chat about all the Judites that bought like 500 acres of land, but before you get to that point, they go over the history of how Esau. Now this is on the news. How they go over the history of how basically Esau stole the land and kept a lot of the slaves from owning land, and they used eminent domain to take land back. Right? So you remember that 140 acres in the view? Y'all gotta watch what I sent y'all. It was really good for the news to put this out. Well, you know, that's part of Esau, the faction of the Edomites that's trying to amend their ways. But it goes back to all this property that they had was inheritance that would be passed down generations and generations to their children. That's why we're broke. That's why we ain't got food. That's why we ain't got clothing. Because you would be putting the same energy into your land and not spending it with Esau. See, we don't grow up like that though. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this is important. But read where you're at.
Ruth chapter 4 and verse 4. And I thought to advertise thee, saying, buy it before the inhabitants, and before the elders of my people. If thou wilt redeem it, redeem it. But if thou wilt not redeem it, then tell me, that I may know. For there is none to redeem it besides thee.
Right, so he was the next in line to get the land.
God.
So this was the proper way. It was family. Right? It was sent out through our generation. It wasn't going to be delivered to anybody else. And as we go into this, you see that even tribes, you can gangbang somebody's tribe's land.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
And I am after thee, and he said, I will redeem it.
Right. So I'll go ahead and I'll take it. Why? Because we wanted to stay amongst the tribes. We wanted to stay amongst the nation. Right. One thing I like about it said that y'all were reading it just a second ago about they did it in writings, right? That's what they did. These Judites that bought 500 acres, they put everybody that put in, they put their name on the land. And I was like, see, that's how you do it. I see, that's how we would have to do it. That way nobody feel like they've been bamboozled. Everybody's on there to be able to say, oh, this is our land. But imagine 500 acres of land. Brother, you're talking about generations, and you can't just, you know how some of our family members have land, and when your name is on it and their name is on it, you can't sell and they can't sell. Right. That's how it will work. The land would have to be sent down to generations and generations. You know, so this is important. We got to start thinking like that as our future, you know, and think about what we want to keep doing. You want to keep renting? You want to keep paying hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in rent, or want to start putting it into something that is going to be an investment long down the road? But you finished that, right? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 5. Then said Boaz, what day thou buyest the field of thy hand of Naomi, thou must buy it also of Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to raise up the name of the dead unto his inheritance.
Right, so what came with the land? What came with the land? The woman. The woman came with the land. So y'all can read that. Y'all can go into that story, but he had to take on not only the land, he had to take on, that was the last thing he told him, right? Oh, by the way, Ruth is coming with this, right? So, yeah, all right, good example right there. Let's jump back to the reading. Where are we at again?
Numbers chapter 26, verse 55.
26 to 55. Go ahead. That was it? Okay, next brother.
Go ahead,
can't get in? Come on. Just cut through this way. Just cut through this. Yeah, they got it locked over there. Come on. Just cut through this way. You got it. Go ahead. Oh, wait. The Southerners. My bad.
Aharon, Yahweh, Sabbath, Yahweh, Ban, Yasharah.
Aharon, Sabbath, Yahweh, Ban, Yasharah. Imagine. Right.
Yahweh, Shemel, Shabbat, Dom.
Yahweh, Shemel, Shabbat. Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 26.
Yeah, you're 2655.
Numbers chapter 26 and verse 55. Notwithstanding, the land shall be divided by lot, according to the names of the tribes of their fathers. They shall inherit. According to the lot shall the possession thereof be divided between many and few.
All right, so let me do this for the new brothers and sisters. Y'all, as scholars, you've been here, you're chewing it all up, but these precepts, not everybody has. Go to Isaiah real quick. Just a reminder, who has our land right now? Right? Go to Isaiah 1, verse 7.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 7.
Your
country is desolate.
Right?
Your cities are burned with fire.
Go ahead.
Your land, strangers devour it in your presence.
Right. Strangers devour it in your presence. So that's who's in our land now. Strangers. Why? Because we sinned, so we have no more inheritance. This is what happens when you're going to be scattered throughout the world. And you're going to be brought up in all these other nations. Amongst nations that serve other gods. This is, you can see how it all falls into place. You can see how the white man that says he's a Jew is not the Jew. Because it's not only you've been scattered. Every resource that was given to you, right, for you to be a nation has literally been stripped from you. Identity, nationality, heritage, land, right? And that's what we're seeing here. The nations have our land. Go ahead.
And it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers.
As overthrown by strangers. And this is what we have to remember. There was another one in Maccabees. And Maccabees too, but just to show you, man, how these cats, the land was also moved from inheritance thereof. Oh, go to 1 Maccabees. One and 28.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof. And all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
You see? So our land has been stripped. Our land has been stripped from us to where we don't have anything. Right? And that's what we got to look at. That's why it's so hard. That's why it doesn't matter what we do, we're always behind. Because that mortgage be going up. We got into this dang house over here, right? And the mortgage is every year is going up $30, $40. It's like it was $1,600 when we got here. Now it's $1,900. Like $1,800, something like that. I'm like, what the? Like, is this what it is? So what happens in, what is it, 30-year mortgage? What happens in 30 years? See, the devil knows what they're doing. And how to keep you broke. I'm telling you, I'm gonna send that link to y'all. It's eye-opening that the white man is putting this on, I think it was CBS News. that they're actually telling you, look, they did this, and Judah took them to court, and the eminent domain is a real thing to where they could say, okay, we're going to build we're building the train, and it has to come through your land. This is for the betterment of the city, right? The state. It's going to help out in many ways, so it doesn't matter if it's your land. We got to drive through you. And that's what it was when dealing with them. They wanted to build a railroad track through there. But the thing is that they always find a way to strip you. See, that's why even buying land, there is no like, oh, we got our own land, now we're in the kingdom of God. Nah, it ain't gonna be like that. Even though we did get land, it ain't gonna be all of a sudden that we're in righteousness and where the angels start coming down. It's still gonna be work. God. Because the devil is always knocking at your door. God. Right? Even when you buy your house, what happens? You got crappy ass heathens across the street, right? You got people. Your grass is too big. They were doing the reconstruction of my kitchen, and they're complaining about the stuff that they're taking out. It's like, wait a minute, that's the reconstruction. But the Edomites across the street got into it with her stepdad. Now he's what? Now they complaining about every little thing. In the kingdom of the Most High, ain't gonna be none of that. Ain't no railroad tracks gonna be built through our land. Ain't no Edomites gonna be across the street complaining about you, right? It ain't gonna be none of that. So, just wanted to put things in perspective, because a lot of times, it was out there for a while, a few years back. Like, let's go back to Jerusalem. The brothers went back to they tried to go back to where? What was it? Where was the GOCC sent them? And they sent them out of the country. I don't know if it was Jerusalem, Israel, somewhere. And all these brothers and sisters got stuck out there. They got stuck out there and abandoned. Yeah. So it ain't going to be that we pack our bags and we're going to live in tranquility. It's that we can, before Yahweh Shai gets here, circumvent certain things, right? Deal together in unity. Have our own little communities. Someday, right? Someday. But read on.
Verse 29. That was it, sir.
That was it? Yeah, if you jump down.
38?
38, there it is, yeah.
Verse 38. Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them.
Right.
Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers.
There you go. There you go. This is what the scripture where you hit those so-called Jews would. You hit these historians would. We've been pushed out of land so many times. The inhabitants are what? Strangers. How many times has this happened? Bro, you're talking about since 538 BC, the Assyrian Empire? Come on. It's been happening, so the people over there are not the people of the land. Go ahead.
And became strange to those that were born in her. And her own children left her.
Check that out. That's a killer right there. All right, jump back to the reading.
Numbers chapter 26, verse 57. And these are they that were numbered of the Levites after their families of Gershon, the families of the Gershonites, and of Korah, the families of the Korahites, and of Merari, the families of the Merarites. These are the families of the Levites, and the families of the Libanites, and the families of the Hebronites, and the families of the Mahalites, and the family of the Mushanites, and the families of the Korahites, and the family of Korah begot Amram. And the name of Amram's wife.
A point that Shaquat brought up earlier. You're teaching your kids. So you leave them an inheritance. And we talk about it all the time. We don't have a lot of physical things, but we got the wisdom. So the point he was making earlier, this is why this has got to be the inheritance. You can't leave your child a 401 or something, right? You got to leave them with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High. You got to strive for that. Go ahead, read on.
In the name of Amram's wife was Joshbed, and the daughter of Levi, whom her mother bare to Levi in Egypt. And she bare unto Amram, Aaron, and Moses, and Miriam, their sister. And unto Aaron was born Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And Nadab and Abihu died when they offered strange fire before the Lord.
Yeah, that's why those names should be familiar to you, because they were the ones that were burnt up. Go ahead.
And those that were numbered of them were 20,003, all male from a month old and upward. For they were not numbered among the children of Israel, because there was no inheritance given them among the children of Israel. These are they that were numbered by Moses and Eleazar, the priests, who numbered the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. But among these there was not a man of them whom Moses and Aaron the priests numbered, when they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. For the Lord has said of them, they shall surely die in the wilderness. And there was not left a man of them, save Caleb, the son of Jephthah, and Joshua, the son of Nun.
So y'all get that, right? Out of all that generation, those two brothers were still there. The other generation died off before they got in to the kingdom. There was men, but it wasn't from that generation, right? A lot of times you'd be like, there was no men. It was just the generation before. There was promise they weren't going to make it. And when it said men in what? Stop. We were talking about this yesterday. What?
Those that were all that were over 20 when they didn't like the man or whatever.
Right.
They died off. Everyone under 20, they
made it in.
Grew up from there.
Right. But men and women. Men and women. See, because it didn't say women. Like, we were talking about this in the parking lot yesterday. You got sisters that think because it doesn't say women, it's not talking to you. It's literally men and women. You're always a part of this. From the beginning, when it spoke of Adam, he said he called their name Adam. It didn't mean that Adam was a transvestite. Or a transformer, right? It meant that he was a what? That Adamites were a people. Now I say that because that's what I see online. I'm like, what the hell? No, they were a people. So when you say man, think of mankind. You can't just look and sisters got this idea that the Bible is not written to women. Oh, it's all about men. Y'all are tripping on that. No, this is to male and female. Everything is meant for male and female. Right? So when you read it, look at it like that, like mankind. Y'all get that? Okay, go ahead.
Chapter 27, verse 1. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Heber, and the son of Gilead, and the son of Machar.
Machar,
Michar?
Yeah, like So what I'm listening to y'all. Remember, these are Hebrew names translated into very bad English, and then they try to pronounce it out, right? So if you got a Hebrew mind, you know that's a ma, and there's no it's makar, right? There's no there's no I, right? It would be the Hebrew word I, right? I know we're looking at I as in English, but it's I in Hebrew, right? So it's makar. That's where the test. As you're on that test, like a little bit of the Hebrew will help you out with these words. So makar.
And the son of Gad, the son of Makar, and the son of Manasseh, and of the families of Manasseh,
right,
the son of Joseph.
Right.
And these are the name of his daughters, Melah, Noah, and Hoglah, and Melchah.
Right.
And Tirzah. And they stood before Moses and before Eleazar,
right,
the priest, and before the princes and all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation,
right,
saying, our fathers died.
Now, I want you women to note this. You are necessary. You are needed. You're wanted. You're important. And it's always been, if the man can't be there for you, right, the Most High is going to be there for you. And in this instance, you're going to see how the Most High's looking at the women. And I'm saying this, y'all might not understand, but you got certain sisters, well, the Bible is all about men. The Bible, it's all, the women ain't considered in there. That's a lie. That's a lie, because it's going to tell you right here how the women are considered, okay? So I want y'all to note this. And it's not only one time. It's all through the Bible that women are considered. Yeah.
The point of looking at how the women are always considered, he gave you a husband.
Right.
That was the Most High considering you.
Poor brother. Yeah, I know.
When he said,
I know. But you really think that's the considering? Poor man. Nah, let him speak. Go ahead.
I mean,
he has a beautiful voice.
I mean well.
It's most eloquent.
I mean well.
And it is righteous. But do women look at that like that? Like, dang, Barakatah Yahweh. Woo! Damn, man. The water for waking up and telling me about myself. Man, I'm glad I got a husband. He's here to get my ass in order. Barakatah Yahweh, man. I mean, Lord, where can I serve you? Right? They're not waking up like that. Why? Because we've all been taken from that mind. So, I mean, you are totally correct. And putting the facetiousness aside, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, but that's not the way they look at it. It's instances like this, they gotta be in their face. Like, look, Yahweh's standing for you. He's fighting for you. Even with men, the same thing, right? But they got to be taught to look at things like that. That my husband does have my back. He's for the betterment of me, right? Conscious? Yeah.
The other thing was that he said that he would watch over your child if you go husbandless. Because he said he tells Israel to watch out for their fatherless child.
Right. The fathers and the widow.
And the widow.
Right.
So that's the Most High watching over the women, regardless of who you have in your life. You know?
Perfect. Perfectly said. That was beautiful. All right, come on, read on.
Verse 3. Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together.
Right. So she wanted to make sure they knew that, look, my family wasn't part of the foolishness that went on. Right? So where do we stand? Right? Go ahead.
Against the Lord in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin and had no son.
Right?
Why should the name of our father be done away from among?
Stop. You get it? The Most High is honoring you. The Most High is going to look out for you. Why? Because the women back in the days had integrity. It wasn't about, oh, where's my piece? Why should not our father, his name? See, it was about family. It was about lineage. Well, I'm not going to make this a woman's class. I'm not going to do it. But it was about family. It was about lineage. It was about her caring for the line. Not, oh, I had a baby with this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. I don't care about nothing else. Give me child support, child support, child support, child support. There's no line. There's no lineage. There's no self-respect. There's no shame. Right? Back in these days, they had a standard. So this is what you're seeing here. You're seeing that she didn't jump out of her mouth and out of the spirit. She spoke wisely to say, wait a minute. Everybody's got their land. Everybody got a ancestry, a history, right? Well, what about us? Because we don't have a husband, or excuse me, we don't have a brother to take on this, right? So then who's gonna, what happens with us, right? Read on.
Why should the name of our father be done away from among the family?
Right.
Because he had no son.
Uh-huh.
Give unto us, therefore, a possession among the brethren of our father.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses brought their cause before the Lord.
Oh wait, Moses didn't listen.
And Moses brought their cause before the Lord.
You're a second-class citizen.
And Moses brought their cause before the Lord.
Wait, get this woman out of my face because you're less of a person.
And Moses brought their
cause before the Lord. Like, stop with that narrative. Like, the Most High cares about the women. Just because we get told on what not to do and what not to be, that doesn't mean the Most High don't care for us. Go back through your Bible and see how many times the Most High told the men of Israel, you cats is walking around like faggots. He said, you are the seed, you're the vine of Sodom. Think about that. Think about that. He degrades you. He says you're a whore, that you went around and slept with every nation. Right? Bruh, the Most High didn't keep it light on us. So, just because we get corrected, we get told about ourselves, that doesn't mean we are not the chosen, and the male and female are both going to be set up in the kingdom. Remember, the kingdom ain't going to be a bunch of kings, a bunch of just hairy men walking around with beards with superpowers.
I don't know if I can get down with that.
Nah, there's going to be women on the same level. The problem, the difference is this. When we talk about how everything's out of order, think about what really hurts your feelings. Sisters, think about what really hurts your feelings. It's not, we're not saying that women are garbage. We're saying wicked women are garbage. That the wickedness that we do is wrong and all. It's not every woman. It's women that love that lifestyle, those ideas. They love that way of thinking, right? But it's not talking about righteous women. The women that patterned themselves after Sarah, Rebecca, how about about this? Ruth. How about Ruth? How about Susanna? How about who's the other one? Abigail. How about who else?
Esther. Judith.
Judith. There you go. That's what I was thinking of. Judith. Right? Esther. Right? Come on.
Sarah.
Right? We said Sarah, right? Say, think about all there's women all through the Bible that constantly were put up for a good example. So don't let nobody play that, oh, you know, women are second-class citizens. He went before the Most High because he knew the women is as important as the men. Right? See, but you don't read a lot of that because the men's job was already to make sure we all together. And that's where the men have fallen short, right? Because they go out and what? I want to just pump out this woman, pump out that woman, pump out this woman, and not assume my responsibility. So remember, it's all out of order. Male and female. Alright? It doesn't make you less, it doesn't make you better. Everybody gets to cut. Everybody gets to check. Y'all see that? Y'all have to see that. Because if not, you're going to let those emotions and that mind state discredit the validity of your work. Just because you get checked, that doesn't mean you're worse or greater. Male or female. Now, I'm going to say this for the record. Sisters, you don't nowhere get checked more than the men. If he has me, Shaquat, and another brother over him, he's going to get checked by all three of us. He's getting told all the way along the line. You got one guy to tell you, babe, that's all. We're constantly being told. He's not only checked at Flyers when he comes to Hebrew Academy. That's not the way. He gets checked here. He gets checked in class when he's not reading right. We pull him to the side. Hey, you got to work on your reading. Get checked again. These men are getting checked more than you. We just do it. We do a lot of it and all these other things that y'all might not see. Always being checked. There's no way to get checked. So I want to set your mind at ease just because you get corrected or you get a class that's vigorous. You're like, damn, Kazaki is going, but Kazaki, how many women classes you get? One every what?
Month.
One every month, is that? But the brothers are constantly being reminded, you failed. You failed. Come on, the men failed. Hell yeah. So let's set your mind at ease and understand that this judgment is on all Israel, and the Most High does not have respect to persons. And guess what? We do not either. I don't got to respect the person, male or female. Right? Because these brothers will sit here and tell you, they're constantly being told. Alright? So read on.
Verse 6. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, the daughters of Zelophehad spake right.
Right. See, wait a minute. What? They were smart? No, not in the Bible. All the women of the Bible are dumb. Dumb youths. No. Who the hell told you that? You know why? To discredit. To make you feel like when walking in order and unity is degrading. It's not degrading to be unified. That's what our problem is now. Women were always heard in the Bible. Come on, y'all. Listen, a heathen was heard. Haggai, when she was cast out, Most High sent the angel to what? Soothe her. Tell her everything's going to be all right. Come on. Y'all got to stop with this. And if you know your Bible, you know that's a lie. Like the Most High looks out for the women. You said it perfectly. He said, man, one of the most important things is the widows, the fatherless, and the widows. So if you tap into that and understand that, but it's me being righteous. There's a sister that's a widow. There's a sister, and I'm speaking to general. There's a sister that's a widow. There's a sister that doesn't have a husband. She's all alone. She's with her kids. But she's a disgruntled spirit. How could the Father fight for you when you want to do everything against the commandments and the laws? He can't fight for you. When all you have to do is say, yeah, let me lock in. The Most High has favor for the widows and the fatherless. You know what? Let me lock into this spirit, and you start to see blessings come. But once again, you want to be the disgruntled. I got 4 baby daddies, and I'm going to curse them all out. I'm going to go to court, F the judge, F this, go home, drink, F that. How is the Father going to fight for you? See, we cannot think there's not going to be no standard. Nobody's having pity on you, y'all. But the Father. Y'all know that, right? But the Most High. So if you lock into your source, your power, your source of energy, your source of blessings, then you'll see that all those instances Most High will be working out easily for the, above all, he says this, the fatherless and the widow. Y'all see that? Now, back to the women, back to all the other women, you have to see that, yes, your husband is there to be his brother's keeper. See, when we look at it like that, it's different. That is your sister. Right? Don't we not teach the brothers that? Before she's your wife, she's your what?
Sister.
She's your sister. Right? In Yahushua, in Christ. So treat her like your own flesh. And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing the women being treated as part of the nation. And also they weren't wicked speaking. They weren't off. They were still in order in what they were asking for and doing. He said they speak right. You can't just leave them out there. Read on.
Thou shalt surely give them a possession of inheritance among their father's brethren. And thou shalt cause the inheritance of their fathers to pass unto them.
Check that out. Read.
And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a man die and have no son, then he shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter.
Yeah, the Most High wasn't. He's not. Yeah, he's fearful. I mean, the Most High is a power to be feared, but the Most High is not mean. The Most High is he wants and he cares about his children. So women, children, the men, that's including everybody. Yeah, go ahead, say it.
I wanted to back in the verse when the women came, they first, not that it was a secret, but they first admitted, right, that their fathers sinned. Their fathers came up short. So this was already something that everybody knew. So they stated this, and to make their cause that they didn't have an inheritance. So what would happen to them? And what the Most High love that was shed abroad to Israel, he revealed to them that they spoke well.
Right.
What they said was right. So he commanded Moses to give them inheritance. But they first admitted that, and they were humble. Right? They were humble when they did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it comes like, where's mine?
Right, where's mine?
Like we did this, and this.
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
See, there y'all go. She got women again. She's not gonna care about us, aren't she? Like when you look at through the scriptures, man, the women were held up in high regard. Right? That's why you wouldn't have to go through this. And I'm saying that because I don't want no sister that got this demented mentality to creep and drop that wicked seed in your ear. Because you got that demented sisters among you. Because why? Nobody's what? Bowing to your niggerism. Nobody's bowing to your American mind. And then when your husband's not bowing to your American mind, you're what? See, you don't care. It's wrong, y'all. That's wrong. Come on, let's read on.
And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a man die and have no son, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter. And if he have no daughter, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his brother. And if he have no brother, then he shall give his inheritance unto his father's brother. And if his father have no brother, then he shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it.
Right, and that's what we seen in the, what did you pull? The roof what?
4 and 4.
Roof 4 and 4. That's what you seen in there. Go ahead, read on.
And it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the Lord said unto Moses, get thee up unto this mountain, Hebron, and see the land which I have given unto
You said it froze?
It's good. Be good.
It's good?
Yeah. I don't think we're blocking. I don't think it's charging.
Yeah, just make sure you guys can step on the floor. Go ahead, keep reading, man.
And the Lord said unto Moses, get thee up unto the mount Aaron, and see the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. And when thou hast seen it, thou also shalt be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother was gathered.
Right. So, remember, you're going to look at the land, and you're not going to make it into that land. Right? You're going to die, basically. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 14. For ye rebelled against my commandment in the desert of Zin, in the strife of the congregation.
Now, remember when that happened? That it said that he didn't give the Most High glory. Did Moses get disgruntled? I want y'all to look at how the Bible is written. Did he start losing it and start tripping on the Most High? He literally just slipped in judgment, right? Well, what did it say? It was still rebellious. Well, why are you making it such a big thing? You still rebelled. Right? You're trying to get out of the correction. You still rebel. Right? We got to remember that. Like, you do something wrong, take the correction. Well, like you said, somebody was saying that earlier, like, well, you being real winded with this conversation. I think it was Lakad. Yeah? Like, you're being real winded with this conversation. Like, I get it. Nah, that's not how it works. You're not going to stop me from counseling you, because if you knew right, you wouldn't have did it. Right? Go ahead.
In the strife of the congregation, to sanctify me at the waters before their eyes.
What verse are you at?
Verse 14, second precept.
Go ahead.
That is the waters of Meribah in Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin. And Moses spake unto the Lord, saying, let the Lord, the God of the spirit of all flesh, set a man over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in.
Right. So, remember, the Most High always had men do this. Right? We know it ended up being the priests, the prophets, apostles, right? All the workers in the body. But this is nothing new. Most High always had men. Why? Because he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it himself. Right? So what were we prepared to do? It was what I was saying yesterday. at the end of class? Are you ready to step up to that level of sacrifice? And we know you don't supposed to be forced to that sacrifice. You don't supposed to be tricked into it. It's supposed to be a free will. But this needs to be fulfilled. There's got to be men that step up to this office, right, to do their service for the Most High. So stop looking around. Well, it's going to be, bro, what are you going to do? Right? Sister, stop looking around. What are you going to do? Right? You can be an asset to the Most High. The scriptures say, get it for me. We keep quoting it. Soul salvation. Let's get that real quick because this is something we got to remember. Everybody's always looking at everybody else. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Well, you're going to have a lot of brothers and sisters that want to be bystanders. Where are you at?
Philippians chapter 2, verse 12.
Philippians 2 and 12. Go ahead.
Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only.
This ain't about when everybody's watching. This is not about when everybody's watching. Go ahead.
But now much more in my absence.
Now, what are you doing when people are not watching? That's when the Father is watching. Right? Most of all. He's watching you all the time. And more so when you're not around people. Right? How are you going to act? Go ahead.
Work out your own salvation.
Wait a minute. You got to what?
Work out your own salvation.
What are you doing as part of the work, the ministry, your service, your duty, the office that the Father called you for? Go ahead.
Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
See, you have a job too. Male and female. You have a job too. Your own salvation. You hear Israelites say this all the time. Well, I know we say it all the time. You cannot ride into the heavens on your husband's coattail. It's not going to work. When you boys become 12, and you're conscious and aware, you are going to get into the heavens and be in the kingdom on your works. You're not riding the coattail on nobody else. It tells you that, right? Even a child is knowing whether his works are good or evil. So that means what? If you know what you're doing. You kids are very conscious. And you're going to what? Be judged for your actions. Everybody's going to be judged. So if you're thinking, oh, my dad is going to get me into the kingdom. My mom's going to get me into the kingdom. My rib is going to get me into the kingdom. My husband's going to get me into the kingdom. That ain't going to happen. Your own works through fear and trembling to the Father. Y'all get that? Okay, just wanted to be clear. If you didn't know the Bible verse, here it is. If you didn't know it was written, here it is. Right? So play whatever mental ninja game on yourself. At the end of the day, right, please don't. At the end of the day, Yahweh is looking at us that way. No matter how many games you play on your head, right? You're going to be judged for what you do. Yeah.
What age do kids are liable for?
12.
So before 12,
Yeah.
they know what they're doing, that's still on.
Yeah. When they know at 12 years old, that's when they're accountable. But truthfully, if you even go a little in, as when they become aware and conscious, if they're a demon at 7, 8, what's going to happen to them? Slay utterly old and young. So the Most High knows that consciousness in them. And the child knows that consciousness. Right? But like, you know some kids that are just, I just want to play with G.I. Joes. Right? Or what is it nowadays? Iron Man. Black Panther. I'm going to play with Iron Man and Black Panther, right? They're not even there. They're not even aware of that. Right? But as soon as they start getting aware and they start understanding what the hell no mean, right? What no mean, I ain't doing it. You better teach your kids now. Their little ass gonna get burnt the hell up. Y'all think this is a game. People think it's a game. How many kids out here are dying? Let's go to the scripture for the new people. Go to Ezekiel 9. Like, go to Ezekiel 9. Go to Ecclesiastes 39. Let's go there. Just to remind y'all that. Y'all, go to Job. Was it 4? Go there. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 6. Slain utterly.
No. Read it from verse 4.
Verse 4.
We got to start this right. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So, go and set this mark on their mind. Right? So you got 2 marks in the Bible. You got the mark of the beast, and then here, this mark is referring also to the seal. That's in Ephesians, right? The seal of the Most High written in your mind, the word, the knowledge. So you were going to go set this mark in their mind, this word. Go ahead.
And to the others, he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite.
And do what?
And smite.
Who is going to be smitten? Go ahead.
Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
See, the Most High, we just said it earlier. The Most High has no respect of the persons. And we can go to Romans to show you that. He said, nor male, nor female. Right? Nor bond, nor free. Right? The Most High is not dealing with you're 5'9", so guess what? You get to act a fool because your hair is long and you petite, or you thick and you beautiful. Right? So you know what? You get the right to live in your own soap opera. Right? Now, Most High give a damn about that. You don't care about that. He said there's not going to be pity. Go ahead.
Slay utterly old and young.
Slay utterly what?
Old and young.
Go ahead.
Both maids.
Maids is a maid could be a what? A virgin. You figure she's a virgin, she ain't been touched. But she's a demon still. Right? Or a maid could be a young woman of marriageable age, right? So, not just a virgin, it could be a young woman. And you figure, because we got the young sister used to be online, right? Tuning in. Oh, what about this scripture? What about that scripture? She what? No, I don't want to hear that. Having sex in her mom and dad's room, in her house, excuse me. And what? Leaves mom and dad to go live with grandma. Why? Because I don't want to hear none of that. What the hell do you think is going to happen to her? If she doesn't change her ways, first of all, the world is going to chew her ass up. And all these guys, all these young boys with their little pee-pees are going to destroy her dang brain. And she's going to be destroyed by the time. She's what, 17? 17. 16 or 17? What's going to happen? The scriptures is telling us. So this is not make-believe, and this is not scare tactics. This is just what it says. Read.
And little children.
And little what?
And little children.
Why? Because even a little child is known. You could get him at 5 or 6. Shemaiah is smart. But if he was killing cats and strangling cats and smacking his sister upside the head at 5 years old, you won't be that cute. You'll be Damien. Damien, it's all for you, right? So we know little kids like that too. Right? So even in his age, he's conscious and aware, and he knows he has a conscience when to humble down and know he's wrong. So why little children? Why? Why are these kids getting eaten up by animals and going to the beach? They're in the beach and the damn crocodile and the damn shark jumps on them. Most likely like, oh, he's cute. He's a cute child. He's mixed. You know what I mean? Nah, man, the Most High chew his little ass up. Why? Because the Most High is looking at that spirit. He's looking at the soul in these individuals. And when the spirit ain't upright in you, the Most High will punish you, will take you out. So read on.
And women.
And women. Maids and women. Young men and little children. Go ahead.
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
See, but you're not going to go to nobody who this mark, who this wisdom and knowledge and understanding is in. Don't go near them. Go to Ecclesiastes 39. So we got to remember this. Ecclesiastes 39, verse 28. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 28.
Go ahead.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Right. So when these spirits go out and they start attacking the women, the men, think about children are dying. Children are dying over there in Ukraine. Right? Think about all these houses that's getting burnt up. Did y'all just see what happened in Philly? Huh? The Black Party? Who was over there? 16, 17. Right? They want to go out and have fun. I'm sick and tired of when our people get on the damn TV talking about he had so much inspiration. My daughter came to me a few years back and was like, hey, they want me to go to this party. I said, let's think about this. She took the wisdom and was like, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to roll over there. What the hell are you talking about? These kids, you know what they doing up at these parties, man? Mm-hmm. They having orgies at 15, 16, 13, 10. This is disgusting. And you talk about, oh, he was such a bright star. It's like, our people really be lying to themselves. He was such a bright star. He had so much ahead of him. No, he was a demon, so the Most High what? Sent demons. He was on demon time, so the demons was on him on time. Right? Right? What?
Nah, it was bad. Like, when I went to prom, it was like someone I knew, he walked in with a black girl, and he left with like 5, 6 white girls.
Right.
And he rented a room in a hotel, so it was like, damn.
Right.
And that was one person.
That was one person. Right? You said teachers were twerking?
Yeah.
Right? But what y'all don't understand is that the Most High is not covering none of that. He's sending these spirits out for vengeance. So going back to your question, little kids, right? But how are they going out? The reason why we're here is so you can assess how when people go out, if it's a godly, if they went out godly, or if they went out by the vengeance of the Lord. That's what the point is. And when you see a lot of these kids getting taken out, it ain't because they're righteous and the holy angels want to take them to the next realm to save them from this time. These cats is doing something wicked. They're doing something wicked. They didn't just take a stray bullet and the Most High is like, you know what, it's your time to go out and, they getting caught up in the middle of these things. Right? There was 20, it was a block party, but like 20 kids got shot up. Yeah, y'all gotta watch the news. Read, come on.
Which in their fury,
right,
lay on sore stroke.
Read.
In the time of destruction,
right, read on.
They pour out their force.
Read.
And appease the wrath of him that made them.
Okay, read a little faster, go ahead.
Fire and hail.
Right.
And famine.
Right.
And death.
Right. Fire, hail, famine, death. All these things are happening and taken out no matter what age you are. Read.
All these were created for vengeance.
They're created for what?
Vengeance.
Okay, so remember, when you start seeing children die at the level that they're dying, a lot of them ain't because they're being saved for the spiritual realm and separated for righteousness' sake. A lot of them is in the middle of corruptness and being defiled. So the Most High is taking them out. So yes, the kids are accountable for what they do. Right? Go ahead.
Teeth of wild beasts.
Yeah, you get bit by a damn animal, bro. What's the odds that you get bit by an alligator or by? They said it's one thing. It's like winning the lotto to get bit by a shark. They said it's like winning the lottery. You have a better chance winning the lottery than getting bit by a shark. How come it's so more common? The lottery's out there. Most times, like, here, your number's up. Right? It's not a game. It's serious. Go ahead.
And scorpion.
Right?
Serpent.
Read.
And the sword.
And the sword. Which is what? The modern day sword is the gun. The pew-pew. Go ahead.
Punishing the wicked.
Punishing the righteous.
Punishing the wicked.
Punishing the good.
The wicked.
No, but he got a good heart.
The wicked.
He was going to be a star.
The wicked. To destruction.
To destruction. I know. The Most High is not playing. Right? Go to that Job 4. Was it 4:4 or is it 6:4?
Job chapter 4, verse 13.
It's 4 and yeah, it is 4 and 6, actually. You're right.
Job chapter 4, verse 6.
It
is not this thy fear,
right?
Thy confidence, thy hope, and the upright of thy ways.
Right?
Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent.
See? Whoever perished being innocent. I know, that's the question, right? But they were so innocent. Really? Whoever perished being innocent, they did something wrong. Right? Now, we're not saying, you got to understand how they died. Like I said, these weird things that's happening, you get shot up at a party. What are they doing over there at the parties, y'all? Y'all got to think about it.
Right.
Come on now, read.
Or where were the righteous cut off?
Read.
Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same.
Read.
By the blast of God they perish. By the blast of God they perish.
By the blast of the Most High they perish. Go ahead.
And by the breath of his nostrils they are consumed.
Right. So just showing that the Most High is not playing with age. He don't care about that. If your spirit ain't right and your path is going to be the same, you get taken out. The Most High is long suffering, but he will in no wise let you go. Read on. Check this out.
The roaring of the lion and the voice of the fierce lion and the teeth of the young lions are broken.
Yeah, those young lions, they barking all that stuff on the internet. Most High is not playing with none of that. He's taking them out, right? So, all right, so let's jump back. But I mean, does that make sense? I know Shawasana had asked that one. Yeah, you are. Oh, you're already at 16. All right, next brother, come on. Wait, which one is he? Oh, okay, figure that out. Okay. Sorry, let's try.
Dr. Zach, come across, show me the show, you hold it, burn your show. Dr. Zach, come across, show me the show, you hold it, burn your show. Imagine. Alright. Yehovah Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatum.
Yehovah Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatum.
All right, so you're 17, down to 28 and 20.
The brother that I was talking about that shot up the party, he said he did bizarrely told the cops that he allegedly opened fire on innocent people and children to try to help the police, since all these guys are out there killing people. He also told the officers that Yahweh or God would be sending more people to help. without providing more details on what he meant.
Oh, wow.
He said,
We just read the details.
oh yeah, he said, he said he killed a 15, 20, 29, 31, 59 years old. And then he wounded a 2-year-old and a 13-year-old. So, yeah.
The vengeance to the Most High, and all it's going to do is increase. It's not letting up, y'all. Y'all see statistically. Go look at the statistics on shootings in America. It's going up. And so we gotta, and the Most High, that's one arena. The Most High is using how many different arenas. While you thinking one move ahead, Yahweh's already did all the damn moves. So it is these different ways we got to be aware, and that's why we got to put that protection around our family. The protection is the spirit, the warning. Well, what about if they don't listen? You can't do nothing. I did all I can in love, and now it's on you. Every person got to seek out their own soul salvation, and if they want to go that road, I say it all the time. Stop thinking every Hebrew Israelite in here is going to be here till Yahweh Shai come back. Some of these kids are going to fall away. I know it's sad to say. Some of these brothers are going to fall away. Some of these women are going to fall away. Some of these men are going to fall away. Yahweh Shai said, I chose 12 of you, but one of you is a devil. Right? So, it's everybody's job to be an individual in this and be accountable to this. Right? No matter who brought you in or who mother, dad you are, whose father, whose brother you are, I got to be accountable to what the scriptures are saying. Right? You see, it's going to get more real as we get closer. All the fakery and the church scare tactics. You know, I remember back in the days when this was just like, the Most High is going to get me. People do that. 10 years later, the Most High smack you. It don't work like that no more. Get out of order now. You might get smacked the next day, that night. Right? Cop pull you out of the car and stuff your teeth into the curb. Right? All right, so where are we at? Numbers 28:17.
Oh, 27:17, my bad. Numbers chapter 27, verse 17. Which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in.
Yeah, but where's the brothers that lead them out and bring them in? Where's the sisters that are going to lead them out and bring them in? Right? It's not only one brother. Where's the ones that the spirit is stirred up in? Right? If it's stirred up in you. Right? The spirit ain't stirred up in everybody. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Y'all know that, right? That makes sense, right? Everybody ain't enthusiastic for the gospel, the word, the job, the duty, the mission. Everybody ain't enthusiastic. The fire don't burn for a lot of brothers and sisters. Right? And if it doesn't burn, pray to the Most High that He keep it lit. That he burns a passion in you. Go ahead.
That the congregation of the Most High be not as sheep which have no shepherd. Verse 18. And the Most High said unto Moses, take thee Joshua the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay thy hand upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight. And thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him.
You see that? Thou shalt put thy honor on him. This is the same thing as Elisha was looking for. When he said, let me get a double portion of your spirit. It's the same thing. It wasn't, we get all mystical with it. Right? Yes, he had a little tweak of that spiritual power for him to go across and hit the what was it? The Jordan? Was it the Jordan? It was the Jordan, right? He hit the Jordan and for it to split, right? That was a whole nother level, right? But remind you that everybody's looking for a double portion of that. And how do we get that? Come with the best gifts. That's how we get it. I gotta munch off of y'all gifts. You have to munch off of my gifts. Sisters, if you give a damn, you munch off of the sister's gifts. Damn, she's good at this. But she's so bad at that. Okay, well then, you don't munch off it. Like, look at the good qualities that are in brothers and sisters. I mean, before you to look at the good qualities, like earlier, what he was going over, you have to what? He quoted it, but didn't get it. The one scripture he did quote, but didn't get it. Y'all paying attention? I mean, I was online and I was paying attention. He said to the pure, all things are pure. But him that is defiled, nothing is pure, even their conscience is defiled. So the only way you're going to see the pure in others is if you are using the gospel to look at others. Right? If you are that old wicked judgment, right? You're so whack, but you can't see the goodness in others, right? Then you're not going to see it. And you're not going to be able to take the good things from others. Right? We got to take the good things. Right? And we know there's a lot of things that we got to tweak and everybody got to grow in, but there's a lot of good too. A lot of strength around us. Go ahead.
That all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient.
May be what?
Obedient.
Right, look. You're going to do your job so we can help out the people. The fact is this. Well, why they got to be a shepherd? Everybody don't want to do that. Right? Everybody don't want to take the lead. How many of y'all be in these relationships and you be like, hey, where you want to go? And what's the saying? What's that next? I don't know what you want to do. There's some people that just do not want to take the lead. Where you want to go? Because I know I be like that. I'm like, I'll do whatever you want, right? What do you want to do? I don't know. Like, we both can't be indecisive, right? Well, some people have to be the leader, right? It's just that way. Some people don't want to do it. They just want to, I'd rather just do this part. Okay, but you got to do that part with your whole heart, whole mind, whole spirit, right? What office are you going to take? Take that office, put your spirit into it, and enjoy it, right? And do it wholeheartedly to the Most High and not to man. But you got to take an office, right? Whatever office that is. This office is that high level office. Well, okay, it's accountability. You're going to be accountable for this, brother, for the nation. So when you look at it, it was Joshua and Caleb, right? 2 men. So when you look, it's not a lot. It's not all, like it's going to be everybody. Go ahead.
Verse 21.
And
he shall stand before Eleazar the priest.
Right.
Who shall ask counsel for him after the judgment of Urim before the Most High.
Wait a minute. So also showing the spirit behind that you're stepping in that eldership. That didn't mean that you didn't get counsel from the spirit. That didn't mean you didn't know everything. That didn't mean you weren't accountable. That means what? That's just the job you're stepping in. Right? Go ahead.
At his word shall they go out. And at his word they shall come in.
See? Go ahead.
Both he and all the children of Israel with him, even all the congregation.
Yeah, and you have this all through the Bible, right? After Joshua was who? Gotcha. Got it. Who got it? After Joshua, who was the next in command? Go.
After Joshua, they began to do it as they wanted to do, to go off.
Okay.
Until
Okay.
the first judge.
There you go. Until the first judge. Who was the first judge? Who was one of the first judges?
Oh.
I expanded it a little bit.
I was going to say the tribe of Dan took the lead.
Okay, Dan were judges, yeah, but they made everybody fall back.
Yeah.
What?
I believe, Ehud.
Oh, who?
Ehud.
Ehud.
Yeah, snuck up on the Moabite, fat Moabite king.
Okay.
Probably butchered his name.
There you go. So Ehud, right? And everybody that didn't know that, you should be double checking that. Don't take his word for it. No. Double check it. right? But there was judges that stood up, right? These men that stood up, the Most High always had somebody that was going to stand up for the people, for the nation, right? They call them heroes, right? Esau calls them the heroes. Right, it was just men that what? Stood up and ready to take the work on their back, sacrifice themselves for the nation. All right, go ahead, read on.
Verse 22.
Uh-huh.
And Moses did as the Most High commanded him.
All right.
And he took Joshua.
Right.
And set him before Eleazar the priest.
Uh-huh.
And before all the congregation. And he laid his hands upon him and gave him a charge, as the Most High commanded by the hand of Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers 28, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, My offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire, for a sweet savor unto me, shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due season.
Right. How do we know Moses wasn't bitter? How do we know Moses wasn't emotional? How do we know he still held his integrity? Because the Lord is still having him do his job, and while telling him, you're not going to make it into the kingdom. What a beautiful example that is. He wasn't salty. He wasn't side-eyeing. You don't read about his spirit moving like the spirit of Saul dealing with Joshua. Like sitting there like, nigga, I ain't teaching you, man. He didn't do that. The Lord was still working with him. He slipped. He messed up. And y'all see that a lot of times, right? We slip, we fall, we mess up, we make mistakes. But as it was in your mind to go straight, in returning, seek him 10 times more, right? What?
And even like back in verse 16 to 17, well, Numbers 27, verse 16 to 17, he asked the Most High to set someone up to replace him. As his replacement. We all know it was going to be Joshua.
Right.
But he just asked someone to watch the people.
Right. Because when it all came down to it, it was still about the people, right? It wasn't about, you know what, you took my rank from me, so what should I give a damn? Right? You don't care about me, choose her. That's why I'll never submit to that. Because I can tell your logic is not pure. Your spirit is not pure. You will never convince me that your mind is pure when you think that way. This is the example. Men, male and female. Brothers be thinking like that too. Well, I got my ring took. I'm not going to give a damn about nobody. Instead of humbling yourself to say, bro, you were wrong. Amen. Fix it. Let's move on. But that spirit be in our people, and they don't want to recognize. But what always happens to them? Well, like Saul, you're here to end up on a damn spike. You lose in the end. You lose in the end. So we got to remember that the character behind this man and what covered those best gifts from Moses, right? From the Davids, from the Solomons. Above all, Yahushua. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And thou shalt say unto them, This is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto the Most High. 2 lambs of the first year, without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. The one lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shalt thou offer at evening, and a 10th part of an ephod.
Right, and we went into this in Leviticus, but this shows what? The priesthood was done daily. So hourly. So when they were doing this priesthood, when Yahushua came back and said, he said, don't you know that the priests defile themselves? Right? Or excuse me, defile the Sabbath? What he was saying was, they were working on the Sabbath. And nobody goes in and says, hold on, why are you working on the Sabbath? Right? So, this is the law showing you there was work on the Sabbath. It was righteous work, though. It was righteous work. Not you in the club talking about, I'm working these legs out. I'm working my booty out. I'm working my throat out with this vodka. Not that. Not that work. I'm twerking. Not that work. This was righteous work happening. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And a tenth part of an ephah of flour for a meat offering, mingled with the fourth part of a hin of beaten oil. It is a continual burnt offering, which was ordained in Mount Sinai for a sweet Savior, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Most High. And the drink offering thereof shall be the fourth part of an hin for the one lamb. In the holy place shall thou cause the strong wine to be poured unto the Most High for a drink offering.
Yeah, so strong wine. You got wine, you got liquor, and then you got strong drink. That cognac, right? So we drank wine. Alright? This is little things I'm pointing out that way that Christian mind can pop out of your head. Like we drank wine, we drank in moderation. You see all these things in the law. If you forget this and we read past this, it won't snap. So I learned how to bring out those points that you miss. A lot of brothers and sisters miss when they read. This is the little points. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And the other lamb shalt thou offer at even, as the meat offering of the morning, and as the drink offering thereof, thou shalt offer it. A sacrifice made by fire, and a sweet savor unto the Most High. And on the Sabbath day, 2 lambs of the first year without spot.
So what was done on the Sabbath day?
2.
Sacrifice. Sacrifice.
No.
Yeah, it was done on the Sabbath day. We did righteous work on the Shabbat. That's why it says, isn't it lawful to do good on the Sabbath? Yes, it is. So we have to understand that. All right, go ahead.
And 2 10 deals of flour for a meat offering,
right?
Mingled with oil,
right?
And the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering.
You see that? Yeah, it was work. Besides the Sabbath part, it was work. Who's doing all this work? Not the guy that said, bro, I'm good with all that. I just wanted to really come and get some of this lamb. Yeah, but damn, you ain't worried about everybody else that's doing the work. That's what's wrong with our people. We always want to sit back and watch everybody else do the work. Where's the help at? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And in the beginnings of your months, you shall offer a burnt offering unto the Most High. 2 young bullocks and 1 ram. 7 lambs of the first year without spot. And 3 tenth deals of flour for a meat offering.
Go ahead.
Mingled with oil for 1 bullock, and 2 tenth deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil for 1 ram. And a several tenth deal of flour mingled with oil.
Another point I'd like to bring out when we deal with the offering. You will always give. If they're doing all this sacrifice and everything, you are always giving. So you couldn't just sit back. You were doing something. Go ahead.
Verse 13 from the top. And a several tenth deal of flour mingled with oil for a meat offering unto 1 lamb. For a burnt offering of a sweet Savior. A sacrifice made by fire unto the Most High. And their drink offerings shall be half an hin of wine unto a bullock, and a third part of a hin unto a ram, and a fourth part of a hin unto a lamb. This is the burnt offering of every month throughout the month of the year. And 1 kid of goats for a sin offering unto the Most High shall be offered, beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Most High.
So that's what we're getting ready for now. Now, just think of the Passover as, what's the biggest thing our people do in the world that they never miss?
Christmas.
Okay. That's what the Passover is to us Hebrew Israelites. It's like when you was worshiping Baal Peor or Nimrod, or whatever incarnation of name that tree represents, right? Okay, it's like that. We literally put our spirit into it, whether it be the garments, whether it be getting together, the location. That's coming up next year, late March, early April. And that's what we're preparing for now. Brothers, get your garment money in. Sisters that want to help, you're going to learn how to do garments, right? And learn how to do your husband's garment, right? Sisters will teach that. So it's those things. Getting it all prepared. Everybody will be putting in and doing some type of way. It wasn't just where you got a ticket and you showed up at the barbecue bomb digging. Right? This is about a nation. It's about us coming together as a nation. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 17.
Right now, for the ones that don't have money, you still made it. Alright? I like to say that because you get these brothers and sisters that, you know what, I ain't got money, so you think, oh, I just don't show up. Like, this isn't that. This isn't the barbecue bomb diggity. This isn't, you didn't have no money this year for Christmas gifts, so you leave everybody on red and you disappear. Right? No. You're going to still show up because the whole nation is doing it for you. Everybody else is doing it. Right? So read on.
Verse 17.
Uh-huh.
And in the 15th day of this month
Right.
is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be
So the
eaten.
Passover is the first day, and it's congruent, I think the word is, with the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So it literally flows together. Passover goes to the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is 7 days that we will be serving that of no eating leaven. And for y'all that are new, we'll go over, you know, that more and more as we get closer. But it's bringing it up. This is the perfect time to write it down, to go over it, to remember it. Go ahead.
Verse 18.
Uh-huh.
And the first day shall be an holy convocation.
Right. Convocation is a word that we focus in on all the time. Let's look it up for the new brothers and sisters. I know y'all brothers know it. I know you scholars already got this down. But let's look up convocation real quick. Read that.
Convocation. A large formal assembly of people.
Right. A large formal assembly of people. Right? Or what? Where's the 1820? Well, go ahead. You got it? What you got?
The act of calling or assembling.
That's what I wanted to get. The what?
The act of calling or
The act of calling. Right? You are summons. Right? How many of y'all watch those 1500 movies? You are right. You watching Bridgerton, right? What do? It's a formal summons. Right? That's what the Most High is doing to the nation. It's a formal summons. That's why you see all the Hebrew Israelites try to what? Commemorate the day. And we know the Lamb is not our salvation. That's just a symbolic gesture towards Yahweh Shai and what he did. Alright? But this is what we do every year to commemorate us coming out of Egypt. Right? Go ahead.
assembling by summonings.
Assembling by summons. So it's a holy summons. What does that mean? You know what? This year I'm not with it. Barbecue bomb diggity, I'm not going to make it up there. It's supposed to be something more. Right? Go ahead.
I think that's about it.
That's it. All right, read on.
Verse 18 from the top. In the first day shall be an holy convocation.
Mm-hmm.
You shall do no manner of servile work therein.
I mean, ideally, we wouldn't work at all. We'd be feasting for 7 days, but we know how we're in captivity, and we can't feast 7 days. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to hold feast for 7 days and no work. But being in this hell we're in, we got to do what? We got to. The first day is a formal feast, and we commemorate the 7 days with not eating leavened bread. All right? Yeah.
I have the definition of summons.
Okay, what you got?
This is Noah Webster. 1828. summons, a call by authority, or the command of a superior to appear at a place named.
Oh, there you go. That's crazy. So your superior, not Kazakia, not Shaquat. You gotta say that because brothers and sisters is loony. Sometimes they get loony. The Most High summons all of us, right? I'm like you. If you left it up to me, I'd be at home hid in a closet, right? Just like you. I don't want to be bothered. But guess what? I'm stepping outside of myself to do the will of the Father. Otherwise, come on now, you know what the deal is. If you left it up to me, I'd do like every other cat that wanted to do it in the world. Like the Sabbath, I'm going to be at home and hiding. Kicking up my feet. No, be in class. Celebrating the Sabbath like it's supposed to be. Right? We're street speaking. Celebrating the Sabbath like it's supposed to be. We're commemorating the Shabbat. Right? So, y'all gotta, you know why I throw that out there? Because a lot of our people think sometimes you're an individual, like you're the only one that thinks like that. We all think like that. The problem is that some of us put the Father first before ourselves. That's the only difference. It doesn't make us the bright light, the shining star. It just means that what? I shut that mind down. Like as well as y'all, right? We all shut it down and like, nah, I'm not going to think like that. I know the Most High wants me to bow, to bend to His way. So let me do that. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 19. But ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto the Most High.
Right.
2 young bullocks and 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil. 3 tenths deals shall ye offer for a bullock, and 2 tenths deals for a ram.
Right. Okay. All right. Next one.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua B'Rakatham.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua B'Rakatham.
As we're seeing also, Numbers is, you're getting reiterated of what we read in Deuteronomy and Leviticus. It's a reiteration. Go ahead.
God, Numbers chapter 28 and verse 21. A several tenth deal shalt thou offer for every land throughout the 7 lands, and 1 goat